Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's stream. I'm not sure where Ace went, but I'm sure he'll be back. But tonight we have, of course, myself, Colin. We have Sammy over there, Bob, and Jack. So if you guys, there's Ace. You guys all know Ace. If you guys want to give some introductions, shout out yourself, whatever you want to do, start with Sammy.
Hey guys, I'm Sammy. You've probably seen me here a couple times now, and I own Built to Thrill.
I'm Jack. My Instagram is themeparkpics55.
I'm supposed to talk. I'm Bob from BK Photo Page on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook.
I'm Ace, but you already know Ace Car in the name of King the Car, so Ace Car on Facebook.
All right, so with that being said, let's get started with the stream. Of course, we don't have any questions yet, so I figured a good way to start the stream would be to talk about Wildcat. Just had a video come out today on what I think will be happening with Wildcat, so when the stream's over, go check that out if you didn't already. But for those of you who don't know, Wildcat at Hershey Park was announced to be closing on July 31st of this year, so you got to go get your final rides in or your first rides if you've never ridden it. And there was a very interesting comment on all their social medias from RMC, which, if you ask me, pretty much confirms that's going to get RMC'd. So I go a little more into depth in this on my video, but I do think it's going to be a pretty sizable hybrid coaster, probably upwards of 150 feet, maybe themed to Twizzlers or called Iron Cat, whatever they want to do with it. Sammy, what do you think of Wildcat?
I really think they're gonna go with a lift truss. I know it's kind of back and forth right now, but I think I'm gonna pull the card. They're gonna do a lift truss just because they also posted, where do you think the next lift truss is gonna go? So I think that they could be doing one, and why not? It's cheaper, and I think it would make the ride a lot longer and better.
I agree. I mean, we kind of all know at this point that it's going to be an RMC. It's really just, what's the layout going to look like? What's the theme going to look like? I feel like for a lot of the ride, they'll keep at least some of the existing structure, but I've seen a lot in recent RMCs that they have not kept much of the original layout, like Iron Gwazi barely used any of the original supports and really just had like single elements that went over where there used to be like 4 elements on the original coaster.
I believe that it's going to be something. I'm not going to agree with Jack or Colin on this, but however, I recently went to Six Flags Great America in June, and I could see something like a Goliath. I concur with Sammy on this one. A Goliath truss type lift hill, about the same height, about 180. I would like to see that because I know you can't, obviously, what Colin alluded to back on his video about the Wildcat RMC, that you can't have something the size of Vengeance or Gwazi because it's too tall. So probably something like Goliath.
If they're going 180, they'll go 200.
Well, you don't have the space to do it. That's the problem.
They could have the space.
How? How could they have? I would love to see it, but how could they have the space?
Well, I've been hearing that there's like a rumor going on that they sold Wild Mouse, so they could use that space too.
Oh, what do you think about that, Colin? Bob, finish off before we go back to Colin on that one.
GCI also made a tweet that basically was like a goodbye Wildcat and thank you type tweet. So that also leads me to believe that they're not going to like tighten track the thing or anything like that. And I mean,
Wow.
I mean, it'd be like a kick in the nuts if Hershey Park was just like, no, we're just tearing it down. Like, but
No.
they wouldn't be doing that on July 30th if they weren't doing something with it.
Wow. So what do you think about that, Colin? You think it's possible that they can go a hyper, like a cross between Gwazi and a smaller version of Gwazi and Vengeance?
No.
Even with the place, the spot of land that Sammy alluded to?
No.
What about the My Goliath at the
No.
Six Flags Great America? So you just going probably with something like Air Force One.
I think it will be exactly what I said it will be.
Oh, like Wicked Cyclone.
No.
Someone didn't watch Colin's recent video.
You didn't watch my video.
Yeah, I did. He said something like the lines of Wicked Cyclone.
No, I said if they need to have more track length, they could wrap it around itself like Wicked Cyclone.
Okay.
And I think it's going to be upwards of 150 feet tall with a truss lift hill.
That's definite. That's how they've been making their RMCs.
Yeah, they don't have enough space to do over 200.
Yeah, unfortunately. That would be nice, Sammy, if that was the case. So everybody's
If they
wishing to have that
That
on the
RMC Lightning Racer, that'd be to see a hyper.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of space. Just like Iron Gwazi. That'll be an Iron Gwazi Vengeance, absolutely. But that's not happening. That's popular. That's not as rough as the brutal Wildcat. So you get your last rides in Wildcat, please, guys. I know you're gonna get yours, Colin, Bob, Sammy, and Jack.
I'm not going out to Hershey Park.
I'm not-
I don't think I'm going to go.
I
I've
can't-
ridden
What
a
about
lot.
you? What about you, Colin?
No.
What about I'm going this Friday, so I might as well get it. It's the line's not too long. One
You should
more ride,
ride
that's it.
Ride it all day long.
Oh hell no, I'm not riding it all day long. I got other rides I got to do. I don't like that. I'm just doing it just like the Rolling Thunder when it was on its last legs. I'm gonna finish it off.
All right, so we're going to come back to the first question that was asked in the chat so we can just talk about some of the Wildcat stuff real quick, and then we're going to come back to Brian's question. So I think it's going to be 170 feet tall. That's what I've been told. That's what I've been told too. So
Yeah.
I think we're hearing the same thing. Let's see.
It'll be similar to Goliath.
Can't do 200-foot plus coasters unless lift hill is a certain amount of feet from any parking lot. I think compact Wildcat RMC, 135 foot. I think we get an announcement of name it all Tuesday. That I think is a very good possibility. An announcement Tuesday. I've heard that a lot.
What is Tuesday? That makes
That
sense.
that's just what everyone's saying.
Well, so on Hershey Park's website, they don't have a haunt, but they're teasing and basically confirmed that they have the haunt coming. And like the website keeps flashing 7.12. So I personally don't think the Wildcat announcement is going to be on that day. I think it's just going to be the haunt announcement, but who knows?
Okay. It's probably going to be more similar to Joker at Discovery Kingdom. I don't know about that.
I don't know about that. I've been on that.
Hershey Park's going to want to go bigger, truly.
The reason they said that is just because Wildcat is kind of similar to Roar, but I don't think they're gonna go with that.
No, they got to go big, especially with the roller coasters that they came out the last couple of years. Hershey Park is definitely bigger than ever before.
This is alluding back to what Jack said about the date. And let's see here. They do have the employee parking lot right next to Wildcats. They could tap into that if they feel it's necessary. I wouldn't be surprised.
Great.
Well, I was talking to Jack yesterday, and I think that they could move the station.
They
talked
could.
about that.
That's possible.
I think there would be some wave turns on the RMC Wildcat. Well, of course, all RMCs have wave turns.
Anything closer to 200 would be great. Let's see what happens. Let's just see between 170 and 200. Let's see who wins this bet.
I think it's going to be a mix of Maverick with a lift and Airy Force.
You said Maverick?
That's what Mike Roach
Oh,
said.
wow. That's an interesting one.
That's an interesting.
Yeah, that's an interesting take.
That is. I could see Airy Force with the thrust.
That'd be really cool if they went low to the ground, though.
I still like though with the RMCs. Other than I love long drawn out stalls. Those are cool as hell. But my favorite thing with RMCs is when you go up into an inversion, going ascending into an inversion, like the Steel Vengeance going into the first inversion and things like that. So I hope they do a lot of that kind of stuff, because I know, even though like we were talking about how like Joker's kind of shit, it's all right. Like, but like they have one thing on there that's like absolutely awesome, where you're going upwards. I love those like ascending inversions like that. I hope they do some stuff with that.
I think it'd be cool if they did like an ascending and descending inversion in the same element. Like you have Steel Vengeance's 0G roll into Gwazi's death roll out of it. Like, a double
it would be almost like a dive loop. If
what about Goliath at Great America that I went to? What is that one that you have to be in the front row to be out of that Bat Out of Hell's inversion? You know what one I'm alluding to, right?
Goliath,
just the big stall. Are you talking? Yeah,
the one you have to be in the front row to get the greatest experience of that. Yeah, you have to be in the front row.
They always do something under the lift truss.
I think you're thinking about
That's the one. I believe that's the one. Yeah,
they have a dive loop on Goliath.
Yeah, but I think that's really. You know what? It should have 5 inversions as far as if they don't have at least.
They also could do that first untamed inversion. You know, the one that you go into and then come. I think they could do something like that.
What do y'all think? What do you think? 5 inversions in this one, a record. What y'all think, guys?
Maybe.
What you think, Bob?
Maybe. I mean,
it has to have 6.
Not just the one, not just the store crocodile roll. Mix them all in. What do you think? Mix them all in.
Crocodile.
I mean,
yeah, from Brian Gwazi.
Hershey Park was already one of my favorite parks, and this is just going to make that lineup even more incredible.
Oh, absolutely. Hershey Park is the greatest independent park as far as I'm concerned in the world. That's what I see, especially in our country, but up there with Energylandia. It's great.
All I know is I'm getting a pass for next year.
So you better get one too, Colin and Bob. No, Bob, I don't know if you're going to come there often, but you better get one, Colin. I'll be there often.
But we actually got to backtrack to the last question here from Brian Bola. What is everyone's most anticipated food at the Great Adventure Summer Vibes Festival? So, I actually prepared for this. I have the video of all the new food coming during the Summer Vibes Festival.
Wait. But the question is are they like putting anything in that food choices that you will actually eat?
All right, let's take a slow roll through here. There's the funnel cake. Looks like it has some ice cream, some whipped cream, some fruity pebbles. I'm sure
Fruity Pebbles.
You'll probably like that, right?
Fruity Pebbles.
That's a little.
Colin, you'll love that. That's up your alley. That's your forte.
Right up yours.
Fruity Pebbles.
Would you eat that, Colin?
Next
would you
food.
eat that, Colin?
Yeah, this is probably the only one I would eat just because of my personal tastes.
Yeah, you love fruit in your food.
Yeah, all right. Next one. I'm not sure what this is.
That looks good.
That was like nachos with barbecue chicken.
That looks like chicken,
looks
jalapeno.
Like nachos, but they didn't mix anything.
Yeah.
That's chicken, jalapenos, sour cream, and cheese. Yeah, that's
sour
chicken.
Cream, tomatoes, jalapenos, cheese.
Actually, not tomatoes. That is salsa. Not tomatoes, salsa.
That's salsa, yeah.
Yes, salsa.
It does look like barbecue chicken on top.
Yeah,
I
know what?
It
might be barbecue
everyone
chicken.
likes different things on nachos, but
it doesn't look big enough for too many people.
Yeah, that's the other problem.
Maybe.
Oh, and it's definitely gonna be much more sloppy than this too.
Like, that looks good.
Flung on the plate.
All right, you guys ready for the next food?
No.
See.
All right, well, too late. Oh, this will be great for.
No, not.
I don't know that we need that.
That's not gonna do anything.
To cater to the basic white girls, apparently.
That's not gonna do anything.
All right, next up, we have. Is this chicken on pizza?
No, that's pretzels.
No,
that's definitely chicken. That looks really good.
Looks interesting. I'd try it, but not my favorite. Looks like General Tso chicken.
Yeah, that's what it is. And it doesn't look like they cooked the pizza with the chicken on it. It looks like they put the chicken on.
Well, that's because they bought it from Little Caesars and just threw the chicken on it.
Oh, wow. Would you eat that, Colin?
Well, I don't like chicken, so no.
Oh, okay.
I would eat it without the chicken on it.
Okay.
No.
You love pizza.
All right, next up.
Okay.
Well,
so macaroni and cheese, a biscuit, chicken.
This looks like the stuff they had at the what's it called? The holiday feast during.
Yeah, it does.
This one looks like the holiday feast because they have the green beans, the biscuit, the mac and cheese.
It's like a Thanksgiving meal.
This would be okay.
Ace, what do you think?
I don't like it. I'm still sticking with my Mexican food. That's the best one so far.
You don't have to only have one food. This festival's going on for a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the way that looked. I'm not a big fan. It looks like a turkey leg. I'm not a turkey leg eater.
Oh,
And that mac and cheese is definitely not my favorite. Not like that. I can show you
all
some
right.
big real
Next,
mac and
next
cheese.
food.
Yeah,
What is this?
that looks good.
Some kind of
Sangria?
Definitely-
That looks like a
strawberry.
strawberry lemonade.
That may be a sangria. That may be a
What's up?
sangria. You
Are
know,
those
well, Bob,
strawberries
you
on
know.
top?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, that's a sangria, right, Bob?
I mean, it could be that. It could be that. It could be just a pink lemonade with
Yeah, it
strawberries.
looks
Yeah,
kind of like
that
a
looks
strawberry
good.
lemonade.
That does look
Well,
good.
you're not
That
old
looks
enough
good.
yet, Colin.
Well,
Soon
if
you'll be
it,
able
if
to
it
try
doesn't
it.
have alcohol, it looks good. If it
Yeah.
has alcohol,
Yeah.
then I have no opinion.
Sammy, you old enough?
No.
No,
Oh, you're not old
if
enough.
it's not alcohol,
None of
then yeah,
y'all.
it looks good.
Now you too, Jack. So it's us and Bob and myself can have that. We
Yeah,
old enough.
you and Bob can be the taste testers for this.
Yeah, that looks good.
And the
Alright.
Wildcat.
Next
Wait,
up.
Tom
Oh.
says, hey guys, wish I could be on the stream tonight to have fun. Thanks, Tom.
Thank
Yep.
you, Tom.
Yeah, thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
All right, next up. Critics.
Is that? I hope that's like cinnamon apples or something.
Well,
Oh, that's Chinese food. That's
rice.
that's soul chicken.
It's rice and chicken. Yeah,
With
That's so sick,
maraschino
that's so
cherries
chicken.
on top.
Oh, orange chicken.
yeah.
And
This
cherries.
kind of looks like Panda Express.
But why
Yeah, that is
why do
kinda-
they have the maraschino cherries?
It does
on
look like
top?
something from Panda Express.
I mean, it's probably sweet and sour, Jack. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
There's
Alright,
cherries
next
on the
food.
top.
Oh,
We're gonna find the descriptions of these, and we're all gonna be completely wrong on every single one of them. What we're
I have a
describing.
question for everyone. Does anyone think any of these options will be on the meal plan?
No.
no.
Oh yeah.
No.
No, I don't
Maybe,
think
maybe
anything.
the pizza because they might get rid of your side if it's just
No.
a slice.
I think
No,
they're just
I
gonna
don't
have
think
regular
so.
pizza. For
You don't
the meal
think?
plan.
No. I think, well, this is all special event food anyway. So at any park with a meal plan, you're not going to get the special event food for free.
That's
Like
true.
with Cedar
That's
Fair
true.
for Grand Carnival, you're not getting the Grand Carnival food for free. So it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Maybe they'll have one of those tasting passes where you can buy the.
That I could see. That I could see.
That
Kind of like
gives you like 6 tries on it.
Mm-hmm. All right, next food.
That looks like okay. So is that like coleslaw on top of like chips with beans or something? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks
What a-
interesting.
I can't even like.
I'm confused on like what the bean dip thing is though.
Yeah.
It looks interesting.
I'd say
Came up
so.
with these
Oh, with
options.
potato chips. Wow, it looks
They're
interesting.
definitely unique options. I'll say that.
Would you eat that, Colin?
I'm very picky, Ace, as you know. No,
But you
I
like
would not.
beef. You like the beef and nachos, so why wouldn't you try? You
No,
don't like
that-
potato chips?
That's beans.
No, I don't like potato chips.
Oh, the Colin's definitely not eating that. He don't eat
No.
legumes.
All right, next up.
More chicken with on top
Oh,
of
that
fries.
looks like
No, that's
like shrimp.
Or is that shrimp?
That
that's
is shrimp.
That's shrimp. Yeah. That's
Why is it
shrimp.
such a tiny
shrimp.
serving? And you know it's
It's
gonna
just
be
like
tiny.
is this like shrimp on top of uncooked fries?
Wow, they look cold. The fries look cold.
How can you
It's not
tell
appetizing.
the fries are cold from a picture?
It looks like it. They look.
Well, they
shriveled
don't
and all
look they don't
cold
look
and
like
stuff.
crispy or anything.
They don't look crispy. Exactly. Look at the front. Look at that, Colin. It looks all
Well,
cold.
most of the fries at Great Adventure aren't crispy per se. They're a little lower than that, just so that I guess they're more enjoyed by the masses. Looks
Yeah.
interesting, I guess. I mean, keep in mind, I'm not really the one to judge this. I don't eat a very large variety of food, so
That's
this
an
is really
understatement.
that, not me. Next food.
Like burritos.
H,
or-
you probably love this.
It looks like just
Yeah,
the same-
I know
it looks like
that's
that,
your dad's favorite, the burrito. I know he
It
likes
looks like
that.
the
I haven't had that in a
same,
long
like,
time.
the same like bean
Looks
mixture from
good.
the other one with like rice and stuff in there.
Yeah, it
Isn't
looks
that
like the
beef?
rice and beans burrito. It
Yeah, I
doesn't
mean,
look bad.
That doesn't look bad. That's fine.
Yeah, that's just as good as the other one. That the other Mexican dish.
All right, next up.
Oh, okay. So it's just like, what is this? It's like
Looks like a
guacamole
sloppy
and
Joe.
I
it's-
can't
It looks
tell
like a bunch
if
of
there's-
a
if there's
bunch
a
of cut up
burger
vegetables.
underneath it or not.
I would
might be-
think there
yeah,
probably is
this
a
might
burger,
be like
right?
this might be like a veggie option or something.
Well,
I
there
feel
is a
like
burger.
if
You
there-
can kind of see it at the very
If
bottom.
there's a burger, it's one of those impossible burgers underneath it because they would make like have to have one veggie option.
Maybe. Yeah, see, it looks like those fries are nice and salty, Ace.
That looks much better. That looks more crispier. And what is that in there? All vegetables?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm not a vegetarian. You definitely need some beef or some chicken in there.
Well, it's a lot of guacamole, and I think
No,
there might
I don't
be
like guacamole
there might
All
be a
right.
burger
like
underneath.
that.
Next
Oh boy.
up.
What? Oh wow. Oh, those are the Cheetos. Those are the flaming hot Cheetos. Looks like Colin's face. Looks like Colin likes the flaming hot Cheetos.
That you would eat right before you go on Skull Mountain 6 remix.
Yeah.
Yes.
You tried that, Colin?
Takis ads there, so this would be like perfect to eat right before that.
Oh, you eat that, Colin?
Oh, are these Takis?
I think. Oh, are they? Oh, they're flaming hot Cheetos. Never mind. They're close enough though.
No, I
Yeah,
thought
those
they
are
were
Cheetos.
because
Those
that's
are
what
Cheetos.
Skull Mountain's
Takis.
sponsored by.
So
On
it's like,
pizza.
hey, pay $10 for this thing you can make at home for like less than like $2.
Yeah.
I think it's more than $10.
It's
Wow.
unique. Let's say that it's definitely unique.
Yeah. I can't see you eating that, Colin. You too picky.
I think that's it.
Wow. Mexican food.
Interesting.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
it. So definitely some interesting food options. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Wow.
the chicken. The
We have to
chicken.
keep in
dishes
mind they've
look
never done an event like this before, so this is very experimental. So they're still trying to test the waters as for what this is going to be like. I mean, this is the only Six Flags park doing this too. So
Are they doing a media thing for it where you'll get to test all these things, Colin? Not that you actually do it.
I
but-
mean, the Medusa Media Day next week is kind of like a combination of Medusa grand opening and the start of this, technically. So
Medusa grand opening after it's been open for 2 months.
Well, like 20
no,
years.
like it's finished. It's
But
been
they
in
haven't
spring
they haven't
preview.
touched it in a couple months.
No, they have.
Yeah, they've finished the sign in the last week. Or
Yeah.
so.
I saw Colin allude to that in his video last week. So yes, they did finish the sign.
I thought the sign's been finished.
I concur, Ace.
Excuse me?
I concur.
Yes, you concur, Colin.
I concur. I'm using
Yeah.
Ace vocabulary now.
Yeah.
All right, next up, first question technically. What makes Jersey Devil a more intense ride than something like Medusa? I'll let you guys take this.
You first.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. What makes Jersey Devil more intense? Jersey Devil kind of whips you into the element a little bit faster and tighter. Well, Medusa's more drawn out because it's like a B&M, and B&Ms tend to like have more drawn out elements. And yeah, it's also a single rail, so it kind of whips you pretty good.
Yeah, I think Jersey Devil, because it's a single rail coaster, and especially with how it's been running recently, it really like snaps you around a lot of the elements. So, I mean, there's definitely parts of Medusa that I would say are more intense than Jersey Devil. Like just certain elements, you feel a lot more positive G's, but there's definitely parts of Jersey Devil that are a lot more intense in like a more modern sense, like, you know, airtime and stuff, while Medusa doesn't really have that.
I believe that, yes, the other previous gentlemen, they're right about the intensity. And it's because also it's a single rail coaster, so you pretty much are able to feel more of that intensity than being on a 4-seater Medusa. So, and especially in the back, it's more intense than Medusa. Good, Bob.
I concur.
So
Colin?
I'll give my full answer to this. So Jersey Devil, right? It's not Medusa and the other B&M coasters are a lot more flowy in terms of the fact that like they don't really have whip per se. They all flow through elements. Like there's not necessarily any surprises. We're talking about Medusa East, Medusa Great Adventure. Jersey Devil though, like especially when you're sitting in the front or the back row, you will get thrown out of your seat, thrown back in. It's a very intense experience, right?
Yeah.
Airtime, you get positive G's. Medusa, it's pretty much just positive G's. That's about it. So that's my opinion. Do you concur, Ace?
Yes.
Okay. Next up, it's the best coaster at the. Oh, this is about Wildcat. I think if it's a good enough RMC, it will probably beat Skyrush. So yeah.
Oh yeah, and Storm Runner and Candemonium. It will be the best coaster. Absolutely, it'd be the best.
Skyrush, and it beats them. Yeah.
It's gonna be that Skyrush, Candemonium, and Storm Runner.
This will
Absolutely.
probably also be their longest coaster.
Which will be the longest coaster?
No, this will probably be their longest because none of their coasters.
What, this new Wildcat?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Lightning Racer's pretty long.
Well, Candemonium
yeah.
is the longest there.
Yeah,
The
but
Common is
it
long.
doesn't
Wow.
do as much. It's not as long as like Nitro or something. So
Well,
Candemonium was like
crazy long.
4,400 feet long, right, Colin?
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm not
I
a
think
walking
the only
dictionary.
reason I'd say it wouldn't beat Candemonium in length is just because Candemonium is so big, and all the
Yeah.
like the actual track length is a lot higher, even though it's not the longest ride.
It'll feel longer though.
Yeah, definitely.
It'll feel more like a full package.
And Candemonium is hauling this year too, folks. By the way, I meant to tell you. I meant to allude to that. It's hauling, so that's good news for Colin, because it actually the previous years was much to Colin's chagrin that it wasn't going fast enough.
Oh, when's Colin going to Hershey Park?
I didn't know.
A couple years ago, he went. He went with Ethan and them. He's been there a couple times, so we've hung out a couple times.
2020 was the last time I went.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah, well,
2 years ago.
I saw them there because I have my pass, my king size.
That's right, Ace's king size pass. All right, next up. Favorite sideways airtime moments. You guys, let's go backwards here. We'll start with Bob, then go to Ace, then go to Jack, and
no, come back to me because I got to think about this one.
I gotta go ahead, guys.
Ace.
Go ahead, young man. I gotta think about this too.
Ace doesn't have an answer yet.
Yeah.
I think probably sideways airtime moment would be on Velocicoaster when it's whatever that the wave turn right after like the big top hat. I'd say is my best sideways airtime moment.
I got one. Yeah, Iron Gwazi. You know, that's easy.
Well, which moment on Iron Gwazi?
Towards the second half, they have the sideways airtime moments. It has everything in it, all the airtime.
I think I gotta go with West Coast Racers on this one.
Oh, West Coast Racers?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good coaster.
I could see that.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it is very good. The high five on that.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that's definitely it.
Honestly, I really like that that little airtime bump on the overbank in Steel Vengeance in the second half. That's really cool because like you're just going through. You don't expect it to give you airtime, then out of nowhere you get airtime on the side like that. That's wild.
Interesting.
I love Gwazi's wave turn. Velocicoaster's wave turn is great. I'm sure whenever I ride West Coast Racers, that'll probably take the cake.
I don't know if you're talking about the same one, Colin, that I'm thinking of, but my favorite part of Steel Vengeance is the dive into the structure in the second sideways airtime moment, like right before you dive before the third inversion. And that one, you turn right and you bank hard left as you drop, and that one throws you completely sideways out of your seat. That's probably my favorite one because that's my favorite part of that whole ride.
That's a really good part of it.
So
also,
you concur with me?
It's a lot smaller, but on Twisted Timbers, there's this one part where it's almost the same thing, just so much smaller scale, so you get whipped even harder to the side.
To the side. Yeah, it's a great coaster.
All right, is that everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Iron Gwazi. There we go. Over Steel Vengeance.
Brian concurs. No, Ace, you can't skip. You got to follow the questions that are on here. What makes I-305 so intense?
I'll start off. Oh, who's going first?
Oh, go ahead, Ace.
I'll go first. Oh, simple. The first drop, excuse me.
Yeah.
When the I-305 first opened in 2010, people complained that it was so intense going on the first drop. If you look at it right now, they have a break at the top, and then you got that first turnaround. So that's what makes it extremely intense. It's like, shoot.
Well, and they reprofiled it too because it was
it's still intense. It makes me gray out.
The rest of the ride, I don't find to be that intense. The rest of the ride, I find to be kind of like Maverick, but it's just that first turn out of the drop is just I mean, Millennium Force is the same thing. It's just not as intense, but it's still enough to gray you out pretty hard.
Yeah, it's a great ride.
You don't consider the snaps intense, then, Bob?
What happened?
I mean, I do, but like I don't consider them all that more intense than like a ton of other coasters. I mean, yeah, they're whippy, but like they're nothing. I don't consider it that intense.
I think Intimidator 305 without the first like turn, then it would just feel like Maverick.
That's what I'm saying.
And
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And I think the reason it's so intense is just because of how quickly you go into the first turn and you're going like over 90 miles an hour at the bottom of the drop.
Yeah, that's what makes it intense. That first reprofile turn. Then after that, it's cake. Easy as
Definitely
cake.
the turn because that's where I blacked out.
Wow, were you in the front, Sammy, when you blacked out?
No, I was like in the middle, and like
Oh
I
yeah.
literally didn't eat anything in the morning or drink anything.
Oh
I knew that
yeah.
I was hard
You
out.
got to feed your brain. You definitely got
The
to feed the
YouTube
brain.
video went
'cause you
into an
will-
ad.
Oh, did it really?
Did you put an ad on, Colin?
Not now, no.
Oh, there's an ad running right now for Scorpion.co. Apparently,
Not on my end.
it's some
You
random.
probably got a really long ad, and it's still running from the beginning of the video.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, let's move on to the next question here. Gwazi or Steel Vengeance? All
That's
right,
easy.
No, we're not going that way. We're going to start with me.
Go
Then
ahead,
we're gonna
Colin.
skip Sammy and Jack because they haven't ridden
Oh.
Gwazi. And then
Oh,
we go
wow.
to Bob, and then we go to Ace. All right?
Go ahead, Colin.
Gwazi.
Wait, I thought Steel Vengeance was your number one.
No, Gwazi.
Oh,
Sure.
for me, it's Steel Vengeance. Gwazi's great, but I felt like the second half of it, even riding it way later in the day when it was like 100 degrees, I felt like the back half kind of just meandered and like it wasn't nearly as the front half's insane. Like if the whole ride was like the front half, I would be amazed. I don't know what Colin's freaking out about, but all right.
The second half is the best part of it.
See, I didn't think so. I thought I thought the front half was amazing, but once you came like back around, I thought it was just kind of it was whippy, but like I wasn't all that impressed with the second half, honestly.
That's what made the ride, the whippiness. It was a bat out of hell from the first 206-foot drop, 91 degrees straight down. That was it. You go. Still Vengeance, the pacing's great too. I love it. It's hard to say which one's better. I take it by a smidgen, 0.10001%. I take Gwazi over Vengeance. But you know what? It never slows down. The pacing is impeccable. Now, when it comes to Still Vengeance slows down and crawls pretty much like Millennium Force. I love it to death, but Iron Gwazi takes the cake. I'm sorry, Bob. I got concur with Colin on that one.
Now,
It just blew me away.
Because I did it very quick, right?
It blew me away.
I rode Gwazi. I've ridden Gwazi a lot more than Steel Vengeance for whatever.
Yeah.
Well, my ERT. That's it. Steel Vengeance. It's actually very tight between the two. Honestly, after especially re-riding Steel Vengeance during Coaster Mania, I realized how insane Steel Vengeance is. Like it is very close to Gwazi.
It's a great
I
coaster.
think what puts Gwazi over is the fact that it has the unique elements, right? Steel Vengeance does, but it's a lot of just very repetitive elements. It's still great. You get great airtime on it.
Yeah.
But I think what really pushes Gwazi over the edge is the actual getting on experience. Steel Vengeance, I got to censor myself here, is a huge pain in the you-know-what to get on. You have to wait in a long line, then you got to go through the metal detectors. You got to put your stuff in the lockers. The lockers don't always work. Then you got to wait. The operations are slow. I can go on. Steel Vengeance is just such a pain to get on. Gwazi,
it's a pain in the neck.
You walk in the queue, you wait in the queue, which usually is not that long, and bam, you're on the ride. You can have your phone on. You can have a GoPro strapped to you. That is what puts Gwazi over the edge for me. The fact that it's so much easier to ride Gwazi than it is to ride Steel Vengeance.
And you know what? What also puts Gwazi over Steel Vengeance?
What, Ace?
Steel Vengeance has absurd staff. Come on now. I've seen them. Even the guy from at Carowinds. And that's a big thing. That's a big experience. So that's definitely going to put, and they like to staple you too in Steel Vengeance, not in Iron Gwazi.
No, yes. Gwazi, they do not staple at all.
No, they don't. You have freedom.
Steel Vengeance, they jump on you.
Exactly, because they're mean. Trust me, guys. When you try it, Sammy, you tried already, Jack. When you try it, Sammy, you'll see.
What, Gwazi?
And Jack. Yeah, when they try Gwazi, Sammy and Jack.
Yeah, I'll be on it next year.
That's great. What about you, Sammy?
What?
What about you, Jack? When you going to be on it?
Definitely by the end of this year, because I'm going to Florida in December, but
that's great.
Maybe before.
Yeah.
All right, next up from Cool Gamer 17. I just went to Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. It's a beautiful park. I don't know why the park gets crap. What the park gets crap for? I don't
Yeah,
know
I
what
don't,
to get
I,
crap
I,
for
I,
either.
don't know.
don't, yeah, I don't hear people really give a crap. I mean, they always people already say it's a beautiful park, and I mean, for me, I think you and I were talking about the other day, Colin. Like, I like Tampa a lot better, but like, I just don't. And right, I haven't been there with Pantheon yet, so but the collection at Williamsburg to me is not nearly as good as Tampa is, but the theming at Williamsburg is amazing, and
It's the best.
how nice it is there.
Yeah, yeah. Tampa has a better collection. I concur with Bob with the Tampa having a better collection. And you know what? One thing about I don't know how they're gonna crap on Busch Gardens Williamsburg. I think that's absurd. I believe that Busch Gardens Williamsburg. The antithesis of this is that Busch Gardens Williamsburg is exquisite. I'm sure you guys would agree because all you guys have been to Busch Gardens Williamsburg. There's no other park besides Dollywood, outside of Dollywood, that is as beautiful, as glamorous as Busch Gardens Williamsburg.
$2 City.
Silver Dollar City is great. No, actually Dollywood. If you ever been to Dollywood, Dollywood takes the cake too.
I've been to
Alongside Busch
I
Gardens
think
Williamsburg.
Silver Dollar City is better than Dollywood.
Why would you
Easily.
say that Silver Dollar City is better than Dollywood?
It's just
Because they take what Dollywood does and they do it
version.
on an even better scale. Like they're even more authentic at Silver Dollar City
Oh.
than Dollywood is.
I
And
have
and
respect
also,
for
like,
Silver
at-
Dollar City.
Silver Dollar City, you're also completely 100% immersed in the park. Like you can't,
Oh, yeah,
you don't even realize like you're in a like it's like being like in a Disney park kind of where
that's a
you're
good point.
surrounded.
You can get lost in there. I concur with that. You do get lost in there.
All right, Ace, let's get back on topic here about Busch Gardens Williamsburg, though.
Go ahead,
So,
Jack or Sam.
Well, I've never been to Busch Gardens Williamsburg.
Oh, okay. Or Sam. Okay, go back, Colin.
what,
Oh, it's
skipping
me.
Sammy?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't. Why does it? I'd never heard it getting crap before, but I think the park is really. It's one of my favorites, at least. There's only like one park that beats it for me, which is Knott's. And I haven't been to Dollywood or Silver Dollar City, but I think Busch Gardens is a very nice looking park.
Yeah, it is.
I obviously have been to BGT and BGW, and honestly, those two parks complement each other so well, and it's so fitting because they're sister parks, right? I think both of their lineups, and I haven't ridden Pantheon yet, but their lineups with Pantheon are so close together, it's not even funny. Like, there's just so many great coasters at both parks. I'm telling you, if they were two parks combined, that'd be the greatest place on earth. But Busch Gardens Williamsburg is definitely a lot nicer looking than Tampa. Tampa's still really, really nice looking, but Williamsburg just takes it to a whole nother level, especially with the theming.
You know what?
Has slightly, no, hang on, Ace.
go
Tampa
ahead.
has slightly better rides. I'll say that. I mean, you've got Gwazi and then Pantheon at Williamsburg. There's some comparisons you can make. I think Tampa's slightly better, but I can go back and forth on that. But yeah, Williamsburg is a really, really good park. I can't wait to get back down there.
Yeah, it's real quick, but to finish this off, Colin is absolutely right. What I concur with is that the fact that the lineups are hand in hand, they're like neck and neck. But of course, obviously, Iron Gwazi puts everything over the top, even though Busch Gardens Williamsburg got the new Pantheon. So yes, they would be the best. It would be the best park in the universe if those two were combined. Two great parks.
All right, next. Let's see here. What are you most excited to experience at the Summer Vibes Fest? I'm really just excited to see how they pull it off because they've never done something like this, right? I mean, we've never seen an event on this scale, just like this in general at Great Adventure. So I'm curious to see how it goes for the first year. I'm curious to see if it winds up coming back. There's a lot of cool stuff that they haven't even announced that I've noticed. I mean, they have the covered walkway over by the lakefront, and we recommended to a couple people we've talked to at Great Adventure that they should do like the covered vine walkway that's at Carowinds. I believe it's at King's Dominion too.
And
it
it's
looks like
over
that's what
Georgia.
they're doing
Over
there.
Georgia too. Over Georgia also.
Okay. And then they're also building a massive beach ball in front of Joker, which, I mean, it's cool. It definitely adds to the look of the place. It definitely really immerses you. Obviously, they've had the balloons there for a while, but that's for Summer Vibes Festival. They're having a lot of old ride parks come back as decorations for it. So I'm curious to see how they go about with that. So honestly, I'm just really excited to see how they pull it off, how good of a job they do with it. I'm very, very curious to see how that goes. Sammy.
Okay. Yeah, I'm very excited. I think they're gonna do a good job with it. Hopefully, like the decorations, like they go all out with it because Six Flags has a tendency sometimes not to go all out with everything. But I think if they're trying to make this like a new event, they are gonna try to push to make it as good as possible because they want this at other parks. And I'm hoping they bring back the Great Adventure History Museum, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
I think what's going to really help the event is that, like, the atmosphere of the park will change, having more entertainment in the park, like having we don't 100% know what the live entertainment is, but we know that there is some form of live entertainment coming. So hopefully there's going to be some, like, street performers and stuff, and I think that'll really help some of the sometimes, like, just parts of the park feel completely dead. Not necessarily, like, even the crowded parts of the park feel dead because there's nothing going on there.
Who's next?
This is you guys, because I didn't even know about this event until you just started talking about it today. So
Oh, really?
yeah, I don't pay attention very much. So
Ace, what's your thoughts?
I didn't even know there was gonna be an event like this. Only thing I could allude to is the one at King's Island, the special vibe. So I'm hoping that's similar to that. You said what?
Grand Carnival at Kings Island?
Yeah, that's the only thing I can relate it to. Like, let's see what happens. I'm excited about the anticipation of what they're going to have. And quick question, Colin, is that board that's in front of the Joker? Is that the same board that's in Holiday in the Park that they utilize?
No, I said that's going to be a beach ball.
Oh,
No, well,
I thought that was the same board.
It's the
It's
same
not the
structure.
same.
Really?
It's not. It's different.
So they didn't just take the lights off of it and...
Nope.
Oh, that's what I thought.
It's a brand new thing.
Okay, that's good.
Steel Vengeance is more graceful than Gwazi, I presume. Yeah, it's a lot more graceful. That's for sure.
yeah, I mean, Gwazi just beats you and hits you with. Gwazi's one of those coasters that, like, doesn't give you a second to breathe.
That's true.
There's no dull moment on Gwazi. Steel Vengeance, there's a few.
That's exactly, he hit the nail right on the head. That's what I've been alluding to for the longest. Ever since I've ridden Gwazi 22 times in March, that you don't have any time to breathe. You're just constantly going. That is true about Steve. Steve does slow down, especially in the second half, to give you time to breathe.
Ace, 22 rides is rookie numbers. Come on now.
Well, actually, no. It isn't. That's 34. Like 1 day. That's 1 day. Remember, I only had a half a day.
And I got the bulk of my rides.
You got 2 full days. Wait,
no,
you know what?
My rides were within 24
until
hours.
I go back. Wait, I'm doing 40 times just for you and Phil. I'm doing 40 times.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying it 3 days, and I'm gonna blow you out of the sky with that. Watch. I'm riding everywhere. I'm not just waiting for the front or the back. I'm going to every single seat. I'm riding it 45 times.
45 now. Okay.
I'm gonna go up there. I'm gonna make y'all rookies. Trust me.
Why not just go to 50?
Oh, even better. If I can get it, if I can get it with my pass, why not? I'll go. Hopefully, it's not crowded when I go on the off-peak time.
All right.
Well, we'll see. Okay. I felt so prepared for I-305 after riding Skyrush the first time. Now, Skyrush is nothing like I-305.
No.
Skyrush has a better first drop, but everything else on I-305 I think is better.
Yeah,
well,
that's what we were talking about, like I-305's turn out of their drop. Like, the turn out of the drop on Skyrush is wicked. It is like crazy good.
They both intense.
I-305.
Yeah, they're both intense.
Yeah,
they absolutely are, and you can't really have Skyrush get you prepared for I-305 because it's such a unique experience. It's like stark differences the way both coasters are, especially in intensity.
All right, next up, Twisted Twizzler for RMC Wildcat. That's my current prediction.
Yeah, I think so too.
If it's not Twisted Twizzler, it's gonna be Iron Cat, which I still think that Twisted Twizzler is more likely.
Kit Kat. Wow.
That would be what they should
cool.
do is they should theme the RMC of Wildcat to Kit Kat. And
That'd
then
be
they
cool.
should, and you guys are gonna hate me for this.
I swear, if they do something like Iron, if they do
hold up. Excuse me, Colin. What about the Lightning Racer?
They should RMC Lightning Racers and call it Twisted Twizzlers.
Interesting.
If they
would get an RMC Raptor and call it Twisted Twizzler.
That a Raptor should be themed to Twizzlers.
Yeah, I agree.
I think they wouldn't RMC Lightning Racer if they're RMCing Wildcat. They would like Titan track it.
All right, Bob. I think it's your
No,
turn.
I'm done. I'm done. Go. Yeah, I'm just aggravated now.
Wow. All right. Next up here, Gwazi for the death roll. Yeah, there's nothing like the death roll on Gwazi. It's unbelievable. It's like taking a barrel roll drop at 3 times speed. Unreal. Steel Force versus Superman. What's it called? Ride of Steel at Six Flags America. Steel Force, easily.
Yeah.
Steel Force. Dorney is amazing.
Dorney is amazing. Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think Steel
Yeah.
Force is a lot better than Superman the Ride. Just Superman or
Oh,
not Superman
Ride of
the Ride.
Steel.
Ride of Steel. Superman the Ride, I think, is better than both of those. But Superman Ride of Steel is kind of boring. I've only ridden it once, but it was really slow.
Yeah. Ace, do you concur?
No. Hell no. Superman the Ride, all of the Intamin's
No.
are great. What?
No.
No.
Ace.
Ride of
Steel
Concur
at
about what?
America. At Six Flags America.
That's what I'm alluding to. Yes. I know I've actually added a little bit of extra with the other ones, but yes, I know what you're talking about. I always ride that every year. Oh yeah, I know which one this one is. This is in Six Flags America. This one is a hell of a lot better than Steel Force. Steel Force is kind of like flubber. It's real slow, and I don't like Morgans and
it's
Arrows
not.
or whatever you want to call them too much.
It's like
I
Magnum,
prefer Intamin.
but a little less.
I
Just
don't
a
like
little
Magnum
less.
much either. Magnum is just a ride. Like I ride it just to ride it, because I
Just
go to
a
see the
ride.
point.
This is
I
the
prefer-
closest thing to Magnum.
I prefer Superman to ride. I like Intamins, and it's
No,
fast.
Ride of Steel.
Why does it say Superman to ride Six Flags America?
You made a typo. It's called Superman Ride of Steel.
Oh, that's Six Flags America, right?
Yep.
Ride of Steel, yes.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Six Flags Americas. Yeah, I know what you're
Not
talking about with
New
the helices. It's nice. That's a great ride.
Okay,
I like that
next
ride a
up,
lot.
Six Flags Fun. This guy, he actually predicted Jersey Devil back when it was first being rumored. So shout out to you. I guess we supposed to get for 2023 edition for. Wait. Okay, I'm just gonna skip that sentence. It's probably Movie Town rethemed to DC Universe, which connect between Gotham City and Metropolis with new flat rides.
It's coming. I don't know how soon it's gonna come, but I know it's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like a DC now that Magic Mountain did DC Universe or like expanded their DC Universe or whatever to for Wonder Woman, I think Great Adventure would do the same because they redid the area around Batman before because it used to be all Gotham City there and now it's DC Universe, so wouldn't surprise me. But I don't know that in 2023 we're gonna get new flat rides, but you never know.
Anyone else? Take that as a no. Okay. Mike Roach, how's Shadow Stalker coming along?
Oh, Jack was over yesterday. We definitely got a lot of work done. Everything from Black Stallion is now gone. It's not on my page yet, but like it is all gone. I took it down 2 hours ago, and yeah, the stairs are coming along. More hand railings in the station are coming along, and I'll be able to finish the off axis very soon. And then we'll get to the turn.
Jack?
If you have any thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, it's coming along pretty good. I've been working on the car, the control panel. I have one of the button panels here still sitting at my desk. So still got to wire this up, but it's coming along good.
And yeah, that's kind of it.
Went to King's Dominion for the first time a few weeks ago, and I-305 was down all day. Twisted Timbers was my favorite. What are your top 3 coasters at King's Dominion? We can start with you, Ace.
Actually, go ahead, Bob, because I don't know yet. I got to think about it.
Wait, am I allowed to talk now?
Yes, you are. Ace has given you permission.
Pardon me, Bob. Pardon me, my fault. Go ahead. I'm giving you that back because you deserve it.
I mean, I'd be surprised if anybody didn't have like Timbers and I-305 as 1 and 2, or 1 and 3, some of that. Wow. After that, I haven't been there like 5 years. Trying to think. I used to love Volcano when it was there, even though it was so weird. I don't know what the hell's the third one. I mean, that's a massive 1-2 punch, those two.
Ooh.
And then there's just kind of a drop off after that. I don't know. I'm blanking. I don't even remember.
I'd probably say
Dominator.
Oh yeah. I completely forgot.
Dominator.
Yeah, they
I'm
have
not a big fan of Dominator. Though.
I'm gonna be
Oh,
I'm
wow.
gonna be the interesting one here and say Grizzly.
Oh my God! You
Grizzly
serious?
at night. Grizzly at night in the dark.
Grizzly?
Was crazy.
Yeah.
Oh man! Oof!
That thing is
Oh man! Oof! Man.
Grizzly's painful.
Yes.
not
Rob,
at
you're
night.
right.
It doesn't matter at night. Night's just amazing.
Whew. I would never. I don't think I ever ride Grizzly again until it gets the Titan retrack, the Titan track. Oh my God! I concur with Bob. You got I-305, Twisted Timbers, and Dominator because I lost. You know, I am remiss on what happened to our great Volcano. So you have to give it to Dominator because that's just a huge hole for number 3. So give it to Dominator as number 3. Jack.
I'd say I-305, then Twisted Timbers, then Dominator. There's really after Dominator, there's not really a coaster I would even say would be number 4. I don't really know.
Yeah.
Flight of Fear there is really bad.
That one's way better than Kings Island's.
Oh wow!
Kings Island was smooth compared.
Kings
to
Island
I disagree.
No, Kings Island is way rougher.
I thought Kings Dominion was way rougher.
Yeah, I don't like Kings Dominion too much. I like Kings Island. It's pretty good. What's your third?
Kings Dominion was great.
I'm sorry.
I thought Dominions was the best one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, not better than Joker's Jinx or Poltergeist.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Not at all.
Oh, no, those are really good.
Joker's Jinx and what's the one in Fiesta, Texas?
Just
Poltergeist. That's Poltergeist, yeah.
Poltergeist. Oh, Colin, what was your third favorite coaster at Kings Dominion?
The same thing everyone has said.
Oh, well, you said you didn't like Dominator.
No, but there's. I mean, it's between that and Flight of Fear. So.
Yeah.
Honestly, Racer 75 comes close.
That's a good one.
Racer 75, honestly, I don't like that ride because Racer Kings Island is so much better.
Because Racer's a lot better, but when I first went to Kings Dominion, it was during Winterfest for their first time, and it was the only rides open coaster-wise was Dominator and Racer 75 because Twisted Timbers didn't get approved to be open for the winter. So the only rides I got to ride were Dominator and Racer 75, and they were both really good. So
interesting. Okay, next. Giga at Busch Gardens, Tampa, thoughts. All I'm gonna say
I think it's gonna happen.
All I'm gonna say is it's happening and it's happening soon.
I've had 2 different random maintenance people talk to me in the last 2 times I've been there about it. Just out of no, I wasn't even asking about it or anything. I was just standing there taking pictures, and they came over and started talking to me about it, and I was like, okay, that's weird.
Exactly. When we were on our tour during the Ace Spring Conference, this guy just casually told me everything they're getting for the next 3 years. So let's just say they're getting a Giga, and Kumba's not long for that park at all.
That's so sad. I don't think I'm gonna get to it. No way. I'm going next
Kumba's
year.
amazing, which is very unfortunate. That's going to get removed.
It
does make more sense to build a new coaster there than to retrack that.
Yeah, like they did the Hulk in Universal Islands of Adventure. But you know what, man? It would be I'll be remiss that you don't get to do one of the first B&Ms. Kumba is incredible. It would be nice if you can do it.
Well, I think we've all ridden it, right?
I have a million times since 2013. Let me tell you something. I could see the Giga, and it'd be a great spot to put that right in the place of Kumba. There's so much land out there. It's an endless land when you look at it. And it's going to be beautiful. That park's going to be one of the greatest parks in the world. I believe it's going to be true. But having
America's
a Giga with
a lot of Gigas soon.
Wazzy, who's getting a Giga soon?
I said I think America is going to be getting a lot of Gigas.
Oh, absolutely. They're people eaters. They're definitely people eaters. The capacity machines. Would you concur, Colin?
Yes. I can't say what parks are getting Gigas, but
what about you, Bob? Would you concur
I think there's gonna be a handful. I don't think there's gonna be 10 of them or anything. But
oh yeah,
I know I would be willing to bet Busch Gardens gets one, and at least 2 or 3 other parks do, for sure.
Busch Gardens, Great Adventure, and
Who said Great
wow,
Adventure's getting a Giga?
yeah, Great Adventure's getting one. Busch
Really?
Gardens getting one, and one other park is getting it. I don't know if
what?
Knott's. Do you think that Knott's is gonna get it too?
Wait, Ace.
No.
Great Adventure. We never said Great Adventure's getting a Giga.
That may be a possibility.
Ace thinks it is, and
I think so. I'm not saying
I'm-
no. I'm not saying you. You can put the credit on me, Colin.
Oh yeah.
Not you. So I believe
Yeah,
so.
I'm eagerly anticipating the Frontier City Giga. So
yeah.
Yes, that
A
would be-
Well, did
Frontier
you
City
see
Giga.
today they announced that Diamondback is back open at Frontier City. So
that ride is cool.
Also,
Yes, that ride is sick.
also, guys, like serious topic. I think the Dippin' Dots guy over at CGA told me they're getting one too.
at,
Yeah.
at
So they
CGA,
build it and then
CGA.
relocate it to King's Dominion.
yeah.
just-
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're gonna make it easier. It's gonna have supports like Hurricane at Old Town does, where you can just like pick it up off the ground and move it. So like they don't have to dig it into the ground or anything.
yeah, like Hydrus at Casino Pier just has those the beams just sitting on the boardwalk, so they could just move that. But California's Great America kind of has a history with rides opening for like a year and then moving. Because what was it like? It's Nighthawk now at Carowinds, but when it was like X Flight,
Borga Simulator. Oh wait, no.
Yeah, it was-
Borga
it was-
Simulator at Carowinds.
yeah, it was X Flight, and then
Yeah.
it operated for 1 year, and then turned to Borga Simulator at Carowinds.
Wait, no,
Ride
that
relocation
one
program.
was Stealth at CGA.
Yeah, Stealth
Wait,
and
did-
Borg
did
Simulator.
Cedar Fair
CGA.
have a ride relocation program?
What?
Maybe.
No, did Cedar Fair have a ride relocation program like Six Flags?
No, they only did that to move stuff around from the Paramount parks.
Yeah.
But that
Oh,
makes sense.
Well, no, but California's Great America and Carowinds were both Paramount parks.
Yeah, and they decided. Actually, that doesn't make sense. I don't know.
No,
I guess they decided it wasn't going to work at CGA.
I read that it happened once, or they wanted to do a water park expansion because the water park was what was driving the park, and it didn't get good reviews. Stealth apparently, so they moved it to Carowinds where there was a lot more land.
Makes sense. All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Do you think they will keep something even once the Summerfest is over? Because personally, I want them to keep the flowers and that vine cover at the lakefront area. They should even keep the barrel. I agree. I think they should keep some of the stuff they're doing for the Summer Vibes Festival. What I've seen so far is definitely
should,
adding to
but
the
will they?
atmosphere of the park, so it would definitely be great.
They should keep a lot of the stuff, but there should be some things that they just, bring back only for summer vibes, because then it gives you something to sort of look forward to, special for just like a month in the summer.
Bob?
I was going to say the same thing. Like, you can't keep everything because it doesn't make the festival special at all. But there should be, like, I mean, if they have like flowers and things that look really good, why not keep them updated and leave them there and things like that for a while, make the park look better and stuff. But yeah, I agree. Like, I think that having limited time things is the point, like, of doing some of these festivals and bringing stuff back and things like that. So just like how with the membership pins and all that stuff, how popular that kind of stuff was, because they're so only once in a while kind of thing.
Definitely. Anyone else?
I concur with Bob.
I
concur.
I figured you'd have a little bit more to say.
No, but it's just straightforward.
All right, so before we go to the next question, we have another guest in the stream. You have Austin from Derailed Coasters joining us. What's up, Austin?
Yo, what's up, guys?
What's
So,
up?
Austin.
What's going
Check
on?
out Austin on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, etc. He's all over there, so definitely check him out after the stream. Let's actually, Austin, what do you think about this question?
What is it?
Do you think they will keep something from the Summer Vibes Festival once it's over? Personally, I want them to keep the flowers and that vine cover at the lakefront area. They should even keep the barrel.
Honestly, it depends on how the event goes. I mean, like, if the popularity of it is consistent enough, I think they might take some aspects of it and keep it in the park. But honestly, like, I think this is kind of like a trial run for the park, because I'm sure this new CEO understands that Great Adventure is kind of lacking in the entertainment department. So I think this might be like a trial for the park to like kind of see how that would boost attendance and overall the popularity.
Yeah, definitely. All right, next up. For summer vibes, they should bring back the chiller sign they still have. I mean, that doesn't really fit with summer vibes, though, so I don't know.
Also, that isn't on park property.
No, that's
Yeah.
that's in a farm somewhere.
Yeah, that's on someone's
Yeah.
farm. I think someone like bought it.
Like I know people that own pieces of chiller like in their
Yeah.
house.
That is cool. Oh boy, and now we're getting into theory territory here. Great Adventure Giga by the Insurance Theater. I mean, that'd be cool. That'd definitely be cool. I don't know. I mean, I don't really know what else to say. That'd be cool.
Some of us here have videos out on what we think is going to.
Yes,
to
I
become
do. I
the
know
Great
Austin
Adventure.
does.
So I would recommend checking those out if you guys want to hear our opinions on that.
Let's just say
I
that would be
concur.
cool. What is your top 10 coasters from each Six Flags?
Oh,
Okay, I can't go top 10 from every Six Flags park. That's
It's
a very
like
long
Why don't we
list.
do like
Impossible.
top 3 from Great Adventure?
Yeah, we could do that.
Why don't we
Top three from
do
Great
top
Adventure.
3 from like
And
a
all
couple?
like-
parks we've been
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, a couple
Yeah.
Six Flags parks we've been to.
Okay. Yeah, like
Or-
that's fine.
well,
yeah.
Or what?
My-
What about since most of us, I know you, Bob, and Colin, and myself has been. I've been to all the Six Flags in America, North America. I mean Canada, the United States, not Mexico. What about the top 10 from all of the Six Flags you've been to? What do y'all think?
That's
I
what I'm
can't
saying.
do
Like,
that.
I haven't.
spot.
No, we,
I haven't
yeah,
been
let's,
to
I think,
enough.
let's do the top
Lo-
3.
LeBron is the only one I haven't been
So
to.
you said top 3
and- well,
for
in
each Six
Mexico.
Flags?
I
Top
just,
3 in
I would say
general.
that-
Here,
From,
let's start with Austin, then go to Bob, then Ace, then Jack, and Sammy, and then with me.
okay, so we'll do for me because I haven't been to very many Six Flags parks. We'll do just the parks that I've been to. So like if I were to pick my top 3 coasters from the parks that I've been to, I would probably go El Toro, Superman the Ride at New England, and I'm trying to think, probably Goliath at Great America.
For me, it is probably X2, and then Toro, and then probably Superman the Ride as well.
You said top 3 from all of the Six Flags that I've been to?
Yeah,
Yes.
like overall.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been to every Six Flags pretty much except Mexico.
Okay,
So
so
Okay, keep
so that would have to
flexing,
be.
Ace.
No, go ahead.
no, it's your turn.
It's your
Oh,
turn. I just said
okay.
keep flexing.
Okay,
I've been
so
there.
that would definitely be. Well, that's a tough one. Oh, that would be El Toro. Let's see, X2, and King the Car.
Oh wow, that's
Okay.
a surprise.
Okay.
I wasn't expecting to hear King Nakar in that. Not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
I'm Mr. Car, by the way. It's the last name
Okay.
on my Facebook.
Oh,
Excuse me. Yeah, last name on my Facebook.
yeah. If you want to find Ace, that's how you can.
Ace Car.
Nice.
Well, for me, my top 3 at Six Flags parks would be number 1 El Toro, number 2 probably Twisted Colossus, and number 3 would be Superman the Ride at New England.
I think as number 3, I have to go with Tatsu. Number 2, El Toro. Number 1, X2.
I go Toro, Iron Rattler, Wicked Cyclone.
That's a good one. All RMCs, pretty much, except Toro, but they had their hand in it when they built
I
it.
guess you
for
yeah,
Dumpster.
sure.
Wow, it's incredible.
Another Giga thing. A Giga for Great Adventure in 2 years. Also heard rumors BTW was planning on a Giga. Let's skip the Great Adventure part. We already mentioned that. Yeah, BGW, as far as I know, they're still going for a Giga. Last I heard.
Is that the one that was going to be right by the water, like dive to the water on the
Yeah.
other side or something?
Drachenspire, yeah.
they were gonna
forever.
do
Rock
like
and Fire.
the shuttle.
You need like an actual B&M Giga there.
I'd love to see a B&M Giga there. That'd be sweet.
The rumor is apparently that the old blueprint that got leaked for Project Drakenspire has been like expanded upon, and now it's like a complete circuit layout. So I don't
Oh,
know
that's
what
great
that's
to
all
hear.
about.
That's cool.
That's good because I
That's
feel like
good.
Drakenspire would be way too similar to Pantheon.
That'd be terrible.
Yeah.
I agree. Honestly, I think Pantheon would probably be better than it. To be fair, because
'Cause it actually
Pantheon
had
offers
elements.
more than
The
what that
Pantheon-
layout had.
Pantheon was supposed to have all of that. They were supposed to be all of that, but they
It's
decided to cut it in half.
It's supposed to be part of the same coaster, right?
Yeah, they cut it in
Yeah.
half. That's what they decided to do. It's supposed to be all one coaster. That was the original plan.
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen a lot of things about the project pretty much been expanded upon. Like, I guess it's a full circuit now. Apparently BGW fans, and I don't know how true this is, they tweeted something about like they've uncovered something like pretty huge, and they're going to be releasing it soon. So we'll see.
Yeah, well, the first thing coming to Busch Gardens Williamsburg is the dark coaster.
That's
Yeah.
now sitting in their parking lot.
Next year.
Yeah, it
pretty
already
much
has track
confirmed.
on site, so
Yeah,
that'll be pretty cool. But it's interesting that they will have 2 Intamins in a row, which would make me think they wouldn't get a third Intamin launch coaster in a row. But
No, that almost make me think they'd get a third if they're just going to go down that route for a bit.
So I actually kind of have an interesting question. If you guys want to let me throw you a bone here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys saw Theme Park Predictions' new video today, but Cedar Point has apparently fenced off the grass field that they used to, well, in the past for their major coaster editions where they would place the track pieces
That's
before
true.
they built it. Apparently they fenced that off again, like recently, like this past week. And
I saw
now
that.
there's speculation that they're going to get a major addition next year instead of just the pavilion. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I saw the video earlier.
I think Bob should have something to say about this.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Bob.
Being that I was there today and I live an hour away from there, I don't think it's anything but a staging area for the stuff for the pavilion. I really do. Although there's still rumors that they want to build a like full on boardwalk, and that's why their Mad Mouse rumors popped up about getting moved from CGA and stuff that's put on the boardwalk kind of thing. But I feel like if they were planning on a major addition, it would have already had leaked by now for sure. It just, like I said, I just think this is just going to be materials for that pavilion. I hope I'm wrong, I really do, but I don't see them adding something right now until they get clarity on the dragster situation or they make a decision on that, because I feel like if they do end up saying, you know what, we have to take dragster out, they're going to like fast track something to replace it or some kind of big new addition to replace it. Versus if they don't have to, they're going to kind of just go with the flow and add something in a few years here. That's just my opinion. I just think it's going to be a staging area for that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think for the pavilion, like most modern construction uses all like steel beams and stuff, so they could be using that grass area just to put like steel I-beams that are just for the pavilion.
Right.
But you never know.
Mm-hmm.
In a perfect world, I think a Gerstlauer toboggan coaster would work really, like, complement that area really well. But it's probably either their pieces for the pavilion, or they could be moving the Ferris wheel and the whatever other ride is over there.
That's true.
True.
I didn't think of that.
And I don't think they're getting a coaster next year because I think that Psycho Mouse thing is BS. So
Yeah.
It was a
It
fake.
just doesn't make sense.
I have my own theories on that, but I'm not gonna say.
I mean, I know CGA stuff is going to get moved out soon unless something reverts, but I don't think Psycho Mouse would go there.
I don't. It's honestly like everything for that park, Great America, California's Great America, is kind of just like up in the air at this point.
I think if we're talking about CGA, they're gonna. Not that it's the same as Giagua Lake, but I feel like they may go to water park only at some point, just because if you look at their calendar right now, a few days a week is already water park only operations. So I feel like they get a lot of their attendance, as most parks do, for the water park. So like they could get basically just as much attendance to just go to the water park. And so I feel like they're going to start selling off some rides to most likely parks in the chain, but you never know. Something could show up at a park outside of the chain.
Right. I'm kind of hoping they hold off on that.
I guess my question is why the like wind down period is like, is it for the company that bought it to have enough money to pay them off, or is it like they were like, well, we can't just up and shut it down and move everything right now kind of thing, or
it's more or less they can't shut everything down and move it out right away. So basically, because the logistics company that bought the property is having it rezoned and inspected for whatever project that they're going to be building, and basically the town of Santa Clara hasn't approved their building permits for their project yet. So basically, I guess the way that it's going to work is California's Great America has still being operated under Cedar Fair, and I think the idea is that they're going to slowly over time gut the park out, kind of just to reassure the logistics company that, you know, like, this property is yours, like, you know, our deal is still on, and, you know, allow the city to kind of be like, all right, they're serious about this, you know, start speeding the process up so that they can approve their building,
well, the other
their
thing too is,
rezoning permits and all that.
I was thinking about too is, like, we also have to consider that they have contracts within the park for things too, like, not anymore, but like as an example, like how they had the contract with Dinosaurs Alive for X amount of years and things like that, and how Cedar Point has the contract with the actors for Forbidden Frontier and stuff like that. And I imagine that they didn't want to up and just break some of those contracts either, like, and have to deal with that too. So
that's a good point.
Now, I guess since we're on the topic, we'll skip to Brian's question real quick. When do we think CGA is closing? Does CoasterCon in 2024 give hints to that being the final year? I haven't thought about that, but I think that might actually be the case.
that's why I don't think they're going to move anything till at least then, is my guess.
Yeah, I'm with Brian on that. You're Bob, right?
Yeah.
Bob, I'm sorry. I was reading the question.
Yep.
I'm with Bob on that. I honestly don't think they're going to remove anything till after 2024, but keep in mind that the lease agreement is 11 years, but only with a 5-year extension on top of a 6-year lease. So I think the park will realistically shut down in 6 years, and I don't think the extension will get renewed. But I think they'll definitely, like, keep the park as it is until at least after Con 2024.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, I think they're gonna try to. The sooner they can close, the better, because that's just less editions they have to buy for other parks.
Right.
Also, less money they have to spend on operations and all that. They can.
Right.
Yeah, the sooner the better. The 10 years is just a cushion.
Anything, nothing's gonna leave, like Bob said, until after 2024. Only because they've already had CoasterCon planned, and I feel like Ace would, like, I don't know, get upset with them for getting rid of, like, a coaster before then.
Yeah.
What do we think the deal
Does Ace
with Gold
really have
Striker
much
is?
leverage in the situation?
That's what I was thinking,
No.
Colin.
Yeah.
Wait, which Ace are we talking about?
American Coaster
Ace
Enthusiast.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not
I
me.
mean, this
I
Ace
don't
has even less leverage than American.
Yeah,
Coaster.
Ace, I don't know.
They're making
did
it
you
that I
ever-
have more leverage. But yeah, that makes perfect sense. 2024. You know, they say 10 years because you want to give them a cushion, but it ain't going to even come close to even half of that cushion.
Yeah.
You know, 2024, I could see that being
What are we
signed,
thinking,
sealed,
Gold
delivered.
Striker?
What you said?
What are we thinking, Gold Striker? Are they gonna move it or
Send it to Dorney.
Send it. Yeah, that'd be great to send it
is
to
it
Dawn.
possible? Like, is it possible
Yeah.
to do that though?
I think
not
it's
easy.
getting scrapped,
The
man.
price of wood, the way it is, hell yeah.
I think it's scrap.
I think
Nah.
it's
Nah.
scrapped. I don't
They've-
think anybody
they've used-
understands.
What-
Go
what
ahead,
you
Jack.
said,
I'm
Bob?
sorry.
When you look across the board over the last 50 years, like, just look at how many wooden coasters were actually relocated. Like, it's a very small list, and even the ones that were, it's an even smaller list of the ones that, like, were successful. Like Phoenix being a very, very big exception, but I mean, it doesn't happen very often. Shipping it across the country, I can't
But
see it's happening.
you know what, Bob? That is absolutely true, because when you look at the Wild one, which originally got burnt down at its old park before they shipped it over to the old, I forgot the name of Six Flags America, what it once was. It's 100 years old, and they did ship that roller coaster over. Part of it was burnt down, and they had to rebuild part of it. You know what the story, Bob? You know about that story?
Yeah, I've heard.
So if they could do that, so you could see Ghost Striker being relocated anywhere in the country. Of course, one of the Cedar Fair parks. You could see that.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. I just the only reason I think it's
Painstaking. It does seem like it's painstaking, but it would be nice. Wishful thinking.
it was built entirely on a big concrete pad, so I
Right.
think that kind of helps. Like, they can just it would be a long process, but if you think about it, if any Cedar Fair park is even thinking about building a wooden coaster, it'll make it a lot cheaper. The lumber has to get to whatever that park is anyway, so it's a lot cheaper if they already have the lumber. Even if they do something like coasters, like Comet at Great Escape was from a different coaster, but the coaster wasn't the same layout. Like they used the wood to create a new coaster.
They'd
So
probably have to retract the entire thing, though.
well, yeah, you couldn't move the track to
Yeah.
because the wooden coaster track just can't be moved like that. So
Yeah. All right, let's go. Let's backtrack a little bit now. Well, first, hello, Filthy NJ. He's arrived.
Phil!
Now back up here. What should the next thrill ride be at Great Adventure? I have a couple opinions, but let's go in reverse order again. We'll start with Austin.
Thrill ride, like flat ride.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, man, like I want to see something. I mean, we need something high capacity. So honestly, like a double wide seater, like Zamperla Endeavor would be cool. This is a pipe dream though. What I really want to see come to the park is something like the Daredevil dive flying machines at Six Flags Fiesta Texas.
Mm-hmm.
That would be cool at the park. That's not your average air race. Like, it definitely feels a little bit different. So I would be cool with that.
What about you, Bob?
I don't ride many like flat rides, as you know. I mean, I love Skyhawk. I wish they had something like that. But I like some of those like weird, really weird ones like Canada's Wonderland that has like Sledgehammer or is it the Sledgehammer the one that like goes up and down and then like spreads out like that? That thing looks cool as hell. I wouldn't ride it because I don't ride stuff that spins very much. But those kind of things. But yeah, you're right. I mean, I think that although I would have said that like you need something with big capacity, but from what I've been told, Great Adventure hasn't needed something with big capacity this year hardly at all. But yeah, I mean, there's lots of options out there, but they should definitely put something cool in.
Ace?
I kind of partially concur with Bob about the Skyhawk at Cedar Point. That would be excellent to add to Great Adventure. That would be awesome.
Or like a 300-foot tall one. And
makes a lot of sense.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Pull it out of the water, make it massive.
Did you say that again?
I said make like a 300-foot tall one. They're just like,
oh, that'd be
absolutely
sick.
massive.
Wow, that would be off the chain. Like right near the lake. Wow, that would be crazy. Right next to the Joker. Wow.
I think if I had to pick what it would be, I would like a Gerstlauer like Skyfly or Skyroller or something like that. Like they have at Canada's Wonderland and like the Mall of America.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't be I mean, I think they can fit 40 people on a cycle at the one at Canada's Wonderland. So it would be okay capacity. But it's a really fun ride, and it's something very unique because it's rider controlled, and there's nothing like that at Great Adventure. So I feel like they would it would be something that would be very popular.
I think Austin kind of read my mind on this question. I kind of agree with him. But the other thing is, I think if you're really looking high capacity, if you know like Cyborg from New England, if they had two of those in a building and you can go back and forth with them, I think that'd be something they could really use.
Dueling flat rides, that'd be interesting, honestly.
I guess, but kind of make it like the Millennium Falcon where you're just kind of like constantly bored and it's just whichever room you get.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
true.
That's what I'm
Just
thinking.
two
That would be
separate
cool.
rooms.
Two separate rooms, right? And you can almost
On
do three.
really slow days, they could just run one room, obviously,
Correct.
and then on busy days, so the line would almost always be moving.
Just make
Again,
sure it's reliable
correct.
enough to run it consistently with two sides, because if one goes down on a busy day, it's going to be...
That's
Pretty
why
much.
I'm almost saying at least do two. If not, you can almost do three because it's a small ride. Not a lot of operators.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
At that point, just do like 10. You know?
That'd be a lot, but
Just a hallway of flat rides.
Yeah.
No, I have a couple ideas here. So
Stack them inside the Exploratorium.
There you go.
Austin said my two first picks in terms of realistic ones. I think the double wide Endeavor should be our first flat ride. That should be at the park right now, honestly. I think it was going to be, but that should definitely come. And I've always thought that the area next to Jersey Devil, kind of in between Congo Rapids line and that side path for Devil's area, that could use one of those what's it called, Daredevil dive flying machines rides. I always thought that'd look really, really cool right there. If we're talking what I want, Scream and Swing should come to the park because that's my favorite flat ride of all time. And if you know me, you know I love flyers. So I'd love to see like 3 sets of flyers all like right next to each other so that the line's not that bad. And they just run it continuously because I love those things.
What if the flyers were like
yeah.
a scrambler?
What?
Yeah. Troika
What
would
about
be great too. I love Troikas.
Excuse me. What about the Jolly Ranchers, Colin? What you think of those?
Oh,
the
mixed.
Hunky Park?
Yeah, that would be really cool too. I thought
They
it'd be
are.
cool
The,
if they got
Nebula.
rid of that building that's on the way to Toro, like where the tents are and how it's blocked by that building. You have to go through the arcade or the boardwalk. They got rid of that building and put a mixed ride right there, or whatever it's called, remix. I don't know what it's called.
Well, if you go back in Great Adventures history, they used to have, like, in between those 4 tents, they used to have a flat ride there, actually. It was called Jumpin' Jack Flash. I think they could definitely fit a Nebula Z there.
That would be cool. Oh, that's what it's called. Yeah, that would be sick. A lot of cool stuff they could do flat ride wise and coaster wise, but definitely flat rides too. Least favorite RMC, New Texas Giant. It's great, but it's not. No, Ace, we got to go in the order.
So, you go from Lex. Oh, okay, top of
So
where
me,
you
then
are up
Sammy,
there.
then Jack, then
Actually,
Okay,
I'll
you switch-
start with Austin for this one because I really got to think about this.
Go ahead.
Oh, no. I'm going to get razzed in here, but mine's Jersey Devil. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, that's okay. That's your opinion.
It's just, I don't know what it is about it. I thought really highly of it last year, and I know it's running better this year, but the more I ride it, the more I don't like it.
Oh,
It's different than the other RMCs, that's for sure.
yeah.
I think it's more or less just like I'm not a fan of the single rail period. It's just I don't think I think the gimmick of it is kind of like worn off on me now, and I just don't care for it that much. Like in the back of my head, I would have just much rather had like a ground up hybrid or something.
Understandable.
Bob.
No, Jack.
I mean-
Jack didn't answer.
Oh,
Yeah.
We're in different orders.
Oh, now we're
oh
doing
my
it.
God, Colin, get it together.
Me,
Jesus Christ.
you're the one that sent us to the back, and now we're
You
all
sent them. They don't. They
No,
don't know
I
what
sent
it
I
is.
sent them to the back.
They
Let's go
skipped
with Bob.
over. So what do you want? Come
all right,
on now.
Bob.
Go ahead, Bob.
It's probably, I mean, it's probably New Texas Giant as well, just because I know it's the first one. It's very smooth. It's not like it's boring, but it's like compared to the other ones. I mean, when I was the first one I rode, so when I rode it, I was like, oh wow, this is amazing. But then after riding a few more, you're like, okay, I get why they did it like this to begin with, but I mean, after that, it's like whatever. But most of the other RMCs I really like. I did have that like crap experience on Wicked Cyclone, but I'm waiting to go back there so I can ride it again.
Ace.
Austin, you're gonna like this one. California's Great America. Railblazer. Very disappointed. Nothing like Wonder Woman. The heck with that. I was not
right.
happy. It was horrible. I did not like it. Wonder Woman was way better. It was just operating something about that ride in the night. It was slow. It was not good. Wonder Woman's way better.
Well, keep in mind, Railblazer was constructed differently than Wonder Woman too.
It is exactly.
I'm
You know
pretty
what the
sure
mirror-
Railblazer is like I know they have the ties for the track pieces, but I'm pretty sure it's like almost completely welded together.
Yeah, it is welded together.
Which welded together?
Railblazer.
Trailblazer.
Yeah, I didn't like Railblazer that much. It's my least favorite. I'll take the Joker over that. I did it in the same day. Six Flags Discovery Kingdom and California's Great America on a Friday because of Fright Fest. I was able to do both.
All right, Jack.
I agree with Austin. Jersey Devil is my least favorite RMC. Just because it's a really good ride. There's not a single RMC I've ridden that's bad. But I just think Jersey Devil's like the weakest, and I feel like if Jersey Devil was a lot smoother and it did the same thing it did, then it would feel better. It's just that it's kind of jolty because you feel every single bump in the track, just because of how close you are to the wheels. But it also like isn't that intense. While like every RMC, even like Wicked Cyclone running on a slow day, is better than Jersey Devil. Not like.
Yeah, I think I have to say Jersey Devil for this one. Not saying it's a terrible ride, but I think it just doesn't match up to all the other RMCs. It's a little bit different. and I don't think they perfected the single rail yet. I think they're still kind of in like we're working on this, but it's there, but it's not there yet. And I really want to see one of the T-Rex models just to kind of get a better look at what a single rail could be.
I think the thing with Jersey Devil, like I would agree. Last year it was probably the weakest RMC, and it's just it has such a variety in the way it runs. Like I was watching a clip I had of it from Holiday in the Park last year, and I couldn't believe how slow it went. It was like really compared to now, and it flies through the crow's net. Like not yesterday, Friday when I was on it, I had a good amount of room. I'll give it that. But the drop off the crow's nest, I practically stood up and got thrown against the top. I couldn't believe it. That's kind of like Jersey Devil. You have to ride it a lot to really like it because it's such a different ride every time because it's always different speeds. You can have one less person in the train and it's a totally different ride. It's very weird. But I think the hybrids are definitely more consistent in that regard.
Yeah, I concur. Hybrids are great. There's no good bad hybrid. I don't concur about the Texas Giant. Even when I first voted in the opening year of 2000 and second year 2012, incredible ride. Even though it does, the only thing I wish it did inversions. That's why Iron Rattler is much better because it has those inversions off the Quarry Wall. So yeah.
All right. What does everyone do for a living to pay for all these trips and season passes / memberships?
I'm a man whore.
Just say that again, Bob.
No, I am a high school teacher and I do photography on the side.
Oh, you're a high school teacher. That's great.
Ace, I'm curious to hear your answer. What do you do?
Well, actually, go ahead, Austin, because it's going sequence. It's going order, so you have to go that way. Let it go counterclockwise. Go ahead, Austin. I got this for you guys.
Basically, I am a manager for a major concrete company for their shop. Like I manage their parts department, so I make decent money. Really, I don't really go on that many trips because I'm limited on my vacation time. But the best thing that I could tell you is find the cheapest flight you can find, and sacrifice some of your time of sleep and go full send on a weekend, man. I past year I've been to Florida twice and I did 2 days and I've done every park in Florida except Disney. So it's a grind, especially if you want to save money.
Yeah, that's for sure. Jack?
So I'm only 18, but I mean my job is I'm a theater technician, so I do a lot of work at some different theaters. I've done a couple in New York, but with that I'm able to like pay for like my season passes and stuff, but most of my trips are like just family trips, so
yeah, I really don't go on many trips. I'm always busy throughout the year. I've done like one trip this year, and I really don't know if I'm going to go on another one. But I work as a camp counselor for the summer, and then I work other places throughout the year. So yeah, I don't do many.
Colin.
Thanks, Colin.
It's Parks.
This looks great.
Colin Parks. And it's there. Colin's Parks. Go ahead, Colin.
So I go on trips with my dad, so that kind of covers that. But in terms of what I do, obviously I do this. YouTube is a lot of fun. Make some money from it too. It's really fun though. And recently I started working for county parks, so I'm a park ranger there too. So going.
Nice.
I want to point out that you started working there and you immediately started sending me messages bitching about it after like one day.
My boss is a character. Let's just put it that way.
Colin, those glasses are very reflective.
Wow,
I know,
Colin.
like glasses because my eyes are starting to hurt. So
You should definitely wear more sunglasses. It's a pretty cool look. Well, obviously everybody knows, and I will always be, and I will probably be all of y'all nutritionists. So I'm a nutritionist. That's how I pay for my trip. No, I'm not. I'm a nutritionist. I'll always be a nutritionist. I may be y'all nutritionist too.
Where do you work?
I work for myself.
Okay.
Ace Nutrition Services.
I thought you were like a landlord.
No, I'm a nutritionist.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And I will elaborate more on that in person. Okay. If we're gonna go with the number one, that's the nutritionist. I will always be a nutritionist for life. Yes.
Okay.
We could all use some nutrition tips on all the bad food out there to eat better.
Nutrition for life, Ace.
You said what?
Nutrition for life.
Absolutely.
All right,
Absolutely.
next question. Giga and Toro sounds insane to me. Yeah, it sounds insane to me too.
Yeah.
Next up, are you going to make Flip Planet Coaster videos? I got to actually check the poll, but I definitely do want to start. If you don't know, I have way too many hours on Planet Coaster. I've played it pretty much ever since it came out. I use all the,
Where's
methods.
Planet Coaster 2?
Yeah, where is Planet Coaster 2? I wish this game was actually optimized so it didn't run like crap every time I played it, but I like making coasters, so.
I
Maybe
think
we'll
you should do like a let's play type video, like literally like record like 30-minute sessions of you just playing Planet Coaster.
So 5 people can watch it?
More people will watch it.
Well, keep in mind, Planet Coaster is such a niche market. Like, you gotta like really establish yourself before you start doing that, and hoping to like gain traction on that like content.
You'd have to do it more like,
The only way you can make it work is if you just do POVs of the coasters you make. That's it.
No,
Well,
you'd
that's
have
not-
to
that's
do it
not
like,
true.
oh, this is what I think Kings Island can get, or this is what I think.
Well, yeah, you can incorporate it into a speculation type
Yeah.
video. That you can do.
Yeah.
I also like I watch some Planet Coaster YouTubers like Johnny Five, Channel 5 Gaming. He's pretty good. You could do like Planet Coaster park reviews like he does. So, like that might help you, kind of build yourself up on that market, and then you can go from there on what you want to do as far as content. Like because I used to be a Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 player, and I used to like be like really big into it. Like I used to make YouTube videos for it and do like all the realistic coasters and all the custom content and stuff. And like back in that day, like one of the biggest creators was Silverette. Dude, Silverette, he still hits it off on Planet Coaster, man. Like if
Didn't
you get
get
real
the
good at that game,
SLV into the game?
like if you get real big like into the game and like really good at it at like making things look like realistic, like you could do tutorial videos, you could do like time lapses of you building parks. Like people like that stuff, but you gotta establish yourself in that market.
It's true.
Yeah,
I
Austin,
definitely
I
want
used
to
to
start
play
doing it.
Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 like all the time.
Yeah.
Like I
still
did
have-
all like the downloading the mods into it and getting the like I had like RMCs in Roller Coaster
Yeah.
Tycoon 3.
Dude, I'll send you a couple videos. I have some like unlisted for my YouTube channel.
Yeah, send them.
All right, next up. I went to Waldemere for the first time today. What do you guys think about Ravine Flyer 2? I'm pretty sure the only ones that have ridden it here are Bob and Ace. Austin, have you made it out there yet?
It's very, very good, especially at night. It is. People sometimes say mini voyage. It's not mini voyage, but it's really fun. It whips you around. It's a very, very good ride.
Ace, what do you think about Waldemere's Ravine
I-
Flyer?
Wow, that was
don't
very
concur.
Jersey. Holy crap, Colin.
What happened?
Yeah.
Waldemere.
Waldemere.
Oh, Waldemere. The Ravine
See,
Flyer
that's
2
how
was
he
great.
says it.
What happened?
Say Waldemere.
What, Waldemere?
See,
Waldemere.
that's why I said it like that.
Waldemere. There's a Waldemere that works in Six Flags Great Adventure pretty much. But let me tell you something. Ravine Flyer was great. And I got some bonus rides. It didn't have to pay for my second, third ride. I was able to stay off my ADA bracelet. Bob, they actually have an ADA bracelet at the Waldemere. I was able to re-ride for free and the Comet. But Waldemere is similar to, it kind of reminded me of Voyage a little bit, but it was great.
So you just pretty much said the opposite of everything Bob just said.
Yeah. Well, of course, I'm not going to concur with everybody, of course,
All right, next up.
all the time.
What type of improvements do you see coming to Great Adventure next year, or what do you want to see, like repaints and such? I see repaints. I think the coaster that everyone thinks should get repainted is Nitro. I think that'll definitely happen. I could see them going with a different color scheme as well. As for what that color scheme is, I have a preference. I personally would love to see like a blue and gray similar to Orion, just with the colors maybe lightened a little bit. So like a very like baby or powder blue and like kind of like a primer color almost for the supports. I think that'd be cool. But do I think that's the color scheme they're going to go with? No.
I actually heard a rumor about Nitro's repaint, and
I did
I'm
too.
not going to stir a pot or anything. So anybody who's listening to this is not like credible or anything, but this is just a speculative idea that I heard, but supposedly Great Adventure, like Six Flags wants to turn it into a Goliath. And like the rumor is they're gonna take the old sign they used at Goliath at New England and put it by Nitro and like completely retheme it to Goliath. Which, if that's the case, not a fan.
I'm not a
Yeah.
fan of that. No.
Not a fan
I'm not
either.
a fan of that.
I
Hell
would
no.
I
not-
know I'm very positive about Great Adventure. You know, I say as much good as I can, but a Goliath retheme, I hope that doesn't happen.
I would
I
be
hope
against
not.
the color scheme of Goliath at Wallaby Holland, though, the black and blue.
That
See,
would be cool.
would be sweet. That I'd be
Yeah.
okay with. Just keep it named Nitro, though.
Yeah, just
But
keep it named Nitro, but black and blue.
I kind of want like gray supports and red track with like a little bit of like maybe like gray rails on it too. I think that'd be really sick.
I think that could be used for something else.
As long as they don't paint another coaster green, I'll be okay.
Green and orange. Enough with the green and orange.
Yeah, seriously.
No, just
We got
swap
enough
it this
green in
time.
the park.
Orange track, green supports.
But then it's Tatsu, and and then there's gonna be 2 orange track coasters in the park. Plus, you have Cobb, which is basically green and orange because of Zumanjaro. Like
Yeah.
when I make my Publix thoughts video on Medusa, eventually, I'm just gonna use the same colors as Ka because they're the same color scheme at this point, really.
Yeah.
But I do think there's gonna be repaints. I think honestly, even though Green Lantern is still new, I think that could kind of use a repaint. It's starting to show a lot of the Chang color scheme for when it was at
Yeah.
Kingdom. So
Especially on the train, man. Like
Yes.
I went on it with East Coasters a couple weeks ago, and he like pointed out to me that the frame box on the front car on car 0, it was like, is that red? Why is that red? I was like, because that's Chang's old train color on that part of the train, and he was like, oh, I didn't know that.
honestly, I
Also-
think it'd be cool to see them go back to a theme. I mean, not necessarily Chang, but just like a different theme that's not Green Lantern. That would be
Yeah.
cool.
There's also a light rumor going around. This is like like there is like very little evidence to this. But if the surf coaster does well at SeaWorld, they could be using those trains very soon. Or Green Lantern.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't
Maybe, but the stand-up coasters are all pretty old at this point, and if they're going to do anything to prolong them a little bit, they're just going to convert to floorless. And they're not going to dump all that money on brand new high-tech trains like that.
Well, we
Keep
also
in
already
mind-
have a floorless, so
Yeah,
in my mind, they're just
you're
gonna
gonna
scrap
put
it
a,
soon
Exactly.
enough.
put a second floorless in.
Yeah, I don't think they would do that to Green Lantern necessarily, but I also don't think they'll do anything to prolong the life.
They'll just give it a repaint and then ride it out till it's at service life. Probably.
You know, if it's lucky to even get that at this point, because I mean,
I think that's the next coaster out.
I don't know. It really varies. Like there's 3 roller coasters that I think could be on their way out. Like let's just put it that way.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing. The with the Nitro repaint, somebody says something about a black and blue, which are actually my ultimate best color schemes ever, my favorites. So I would be awesome. Have a Nitro repainted black and blue.
We
Yeah.
Colin and I had that conversation
great.
last night actually.
I would
about
love
the
that.
color
Yeah,
schemes, and I said
Hang on, please.
my
Yeah, go ahead.
favorite my favorite color scheme is still the Firehawk color scheme with the like charcoal supports and the dark red track. That's like my absolute favorite color scheme on any coaster.
That
That's
is a
kind
good
of
color scheme.
a little bit like X2.
Yeah, exactly, same thing, and even the same idea. I even like Dr. Diabolical's color scheme too because it has that kind of same vibe.
Yeah. All right.
Hey Bob. Now
What's up?
the color of Nitro, are we alluding to the blue like in you see right behind Jack's background? That blue right there would be perfect, right? I like that blue for
I
Nitro.
like the blue and like blackish one that's on Batman at Magic Mountain. Like
That's a good
Yeah.
color.
Yeah.
I
scheme.
really like
Yeah.
that color
Oh,
scheme
okay.
too.
That's almost identical to the Goliath at Wallaby Holland, like I was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Brandon Looney Tunes fan 2000 says hello. Hello, Brandon Looney
Hello.
Tunes fan 2000.
Hello.
I'm going to buy CGA. I have $5, 2 gummy bears, old underwear, and my tears when I heard the park close. I wish
That's
you
a
luck,
good
my
one.
friend. Oh, Ace, this is from Brian Gray for you. Ace, Wild One was at Paragon Park in Hull, Massachusetts.
Oh wow. I wasn't there.
The reaction. All right, next. Remember when everyone thought Cyborg was gone, and even the people that worked there thought so too? I guess they changed their mind. I don't think they were ever planning to remove it. I think everyone was just kind of assuming that. I assumed it because it was just so far taken
No.
apart. I knew it's an unreliable ride, but I'm glad they've gotten it to a state where they can keep it operating consistently.
I heard a crazy rumor about Cyborg, and I'm sure you guys have heard it too, but supposedly the gondolas were like installed backwards, and that's why it was having issues.
That's interesting.
Yeah, who's speaking?
Oh, Filthy NJ has a good idea.
Who's
Indoor
next?
flyers like Centrifuge at Casino Pier with fans inside.
Who's next?
That'd be cool.
Dude,
I
that
don't
would be
think-
awesome.
I don't think it
Oh,
would need
I didn't
fans
know.
because the flyers
wow,
would
what's
create so much wind.
Yeah, that's true. Oh,
Dude,
yeah,
I'd
that's right,
hit the-
actually.
I'd like hit the building.
Dude, not gonna lie, I have POV footage of flyers
You
from a
talk
few
about
weeks ago, and
Centrifuge,
I don't think I should
That would
post
be
it.
nice.
We got a
Really?
super chat.
Oh, we got a super chat. Let's skip down to that really quick. From Adam Baum, thank you for the super chat. What's your guys' favorite NFL team? I don't follow sports at all, so I can't really give an answer. So I know there's some sports people in here, though.
I'm a Browns fan. I live in Cleveland, so
I don't have a favorite
Well, I'll
NFL
hook you
team. I
guys
just
up
have
with the
favorite
answer.
players.
I mean, I guess Giants because that's like the closest to me. And
I
the
was gonna
Giants
say
suck.
Giants are pretty good,
Oh, the Patriots.
but I also
Oh my God, no! Why
Patriots are
would you
pretty
do
good, but I
that?
also
Oh
like,
my God, hell no! Oh, I hate the Patriots.
Hell no.
What's wrong
Oh
with the
man, oh
Patriots?
hell no!
He said he hates
I'm not.
the Patriots.
What? What's wrong with the Patriots? The Deflate Gate and Spouty's Gates. Come on now, the cheating. Jesus Christ!
All right, in my
We
defense,
save that for another day, Austin. Austin, we'll save that for another day.
Hold on. In my defense, I've been a Patriots fan since like I was 4 years old, and I'm 24. So before any
you
of that
lucky.
even happened. So
All right, next
Oh
up.
boy. Well, you did get to see Deflate Gate.
Intense Thrills says hello to everyone. hello, Intense Thrills.
Hello.
Next
yo,
up,
what's up?
Ace is going to keep us healthy. He sure is.
Yeah.
He's the
I
best
did.
nutritionist I know.
Yeah, riding up the Bulls like we did on the opening day. I'll tell for the first time being back after 9 months. Yeah, we're gonna run and we're gonna eat better. Absolutely, let's go for it.
Yeah, let's eat some Six Flags food to eat better.
That was the best run of the Bulls I've ever done.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
awesome. We almost
so much
died.
fun.
Phil and myself. Colin was good. Everybody else almost died.
Bro, I was in
You
front
get
of
over-
Colin. What?
Sammy and I were doing good.
Who
Ace,
else?
Ace,
Sammy,
I have a question
you
for
and
you.
Sammy. Yo, Sammy, you were good.
Ace,
Colin, you were good.
you have a question, Ace.
It's from me. What is the nutritionist's take on the Summer Vibes food?
They didn't really have anything there that was too healthy. It looked kind of fattening.
Well, that's kind of every theme park food. So
Yeah.
However, you do got salads with the grilled chicken and the salad. Well, you don't eat chicken, Colin, but the chicken and salad is much better than eating the fried food. Chicken salad is better without the mayonnaise.
Good to
how
know.
is everyone doing? We are doing great, Brian.
I'm fantastic.
Hi, Brian.
Thoughts on what is going to replace Vortex Plot at Kings Island? Oh boy. I will let you guys start this off. I'll be right back. We start with Austin, and I'll be back.
This is out of left field, man. Mac Extreme Spinner. I'm calling it right now.
I don't think that's out of left field at all, because that's exactly what I was going to say too. Being again, Kings Island's close to me. I think if they don't do that, I could totally see them doing a Copperhead Strike type deal, but like a bigger version of it, kind of. But I feel like you have this giant plot of land, you're going to use it for something. But
Yeah,
I could see them doing a Mac Extreme Spinner. It would be in a different way than the other ones, because I don't think they would build like, oh hey, climb up all these flights of stairs so we can start with a giant drop. I think it'd be a lift hill type thing or a launch type thing out of probably a launch. But I could totally see them doing it. And like the thing I wanted when they built Orion is I wanted them to leave the trees and let some of the thing go between the trees, because I think it would make it feel even faster. And I wish they would use some of the trees back there that are behind there, but I don't think they will. But no, I could totally see them doing that.
You know what I like to see in that plot of land, a Vortex, an Intamin Blitz, similar the new age one, similar to a cross between Pantheon and the great Velocicos.
Yeah, I mean they could do it. They're in the same boat Cedar Point is, so whatever they have
That
to put
would
in,
be
they have to worry about capacity for sure.
That will put that park in your hometown, your home state, Bob, as because I already like it. Most of us like the operations and the pocket as a whole. Of course, not talking about coasters, but as a whole, Kings Island more to Cedar Point. That would just put it over the top.
No, I agree.
I love Kings Island. It's one of my favorite parks of all time.
I'll keep it real though. I think after next year with Hershey, I think that's going to be the best lineup in the country.
It's
Yeah,
incredible.
Whatever comes
I
to
think most consistent, yes.
whatever replaces Vortex has to be like a standout ride because Kings Island needs something that's like just that really extreme ride. Like, because Mystic Timbers is my personal favorite there, and it's a great ride, but it's like you go to Cedar Point and it's nowhere near the level of like Steel Vengeance or Maverick.
Mm-hmm.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Vortex was not planned to be removed, right?
So
No.
it was, what happened was, apparently the story is that there was like a memo that went to the Cedar Fair Park saying nominate one coaster that you would remove if you had to remove one, and it was supposed to be Anaconda, but then they had to remove Volcano, so they didn't want to take two coasters from King's Dominion, so they turned around and were like, "Oh, sorry, Kings Island, you're next." And because like all the Kings Island people I know at the higher levels, they were all like, we found out like a week before we made the announcement. We had no idea they were going to tell us to remove it.
So here's my thing with it, though. I think they already had a coaster planned after Orion, and this is going to be whatever's after that coaster. I think we're going to see an RMC there first. Then I think Mach Extreme Spinners right on the game.
Where are we at with everyone?
That's
We
it.
did, everyone. We're good.
Okay, so sorry if I repeat what you guys say, but I think they should probably do a mock multi-launch, whether that winds up being an extreme spinner or a standard one like Copperhead. I think it should be maybe more similar to Helix at Leesburg. That really has like a big presence at that park. It's huge. It looks really good. Obviously, better have stronger launches than Helix. But I think something like that would be really cool there. If they don't go with that, then they should just do RMC ground up, basically paying tribute to Son of Beast. That would be better behind Banshee, honestly, and kind of have it work around where they didn't use the rest of Son of Beast area. But I think eventually Kings Island needs a standout coaster. I think their best option for that is probably an RMC, but they could always, pull the card of a Blitz. Well, not Blitz, whatever they call them now.
Colin,
So,
we
there's
among all of us, the options we talked about were a Mac multi-launch, a Mac Extreme Spinner, an RMC, or an Intamin Blitz. So
Yeah.
just so you know, those are the four things we came up with while you
That's
were gone.
mine.
Well, when I said RMC, I meant like behind Banshee, like that area.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
I
thinking.
mean, that would be cool in front of Beast too, but I think there's not enough room there.
Where would you know what? Of course, obviously the Volcano / Pantheon Blitz wouldn't fit in that little plot of land of Vortex. It would be a great spot where Colin alluded to, right behind the half of, actually the 2/3 of Son of Beast land that hasn't been
Yeah, that's
used.
what I'm saying.
Even
That should,
via
that
Banshee.
should be for an RMC.
That would be perfect.
That should be for like
They're
an
probably
Iron Gwazi
they're-
size
Yeah,
RMC.
they probably will use that at some point in the near future.
What, Iron Gwazi in the back there? Like a Gwazi, Iron Gwazi still been in the back, like where
Yeah.
behind the bat and
Like
Banshee, that'd be
Zodra.
great.
Yeah.
So it would be possible to put a Vortex in the Vortex plot of land an Intamin Blitz. That's what y'all saying?
Well, I don't think Cedar Fair plans on working with Intimate again unless they really have to change your heart. But
Okay.
I think it would be a mock.
yeah,
I don't think changing their heart on Intamin is too
Copperhead
far off,
strike.
though. I think within the next 10
I
years.
mean, now that they're seeing how successful the recent Intimate coasters have been, like
Yeah.
now there's another one popping up in Spain at Parque Warner. Like that came out of nowhere. That
Yeah,
was
nobody heard about
Park
that until they
Asterix,
saw support.
Pantheon,
from
And
it.
Velocicoaster.
what's that crazy one that Coaster Hub has been posting about?
Oh, that's Totatus. That's the one that
Totatus
Park
looks
Asterix.
insane.
Yeah, Tutatus, man, dude, that thing's gonna be nuts.
So Intamin kind of went from like, through the early 2000s, they built like all of the record-breaking great coasters, and then they got to like Sky Rush, and then after that they built like a couple big coasters. Like they built the Sky Rush Flying Aces at Ferrari World. They built
Soaring with Dragon.
And Soaring with Dragon was kind of like the first of like the new gen Intamins. Well, Skyrush kind of, but then all of a sudden, like between like 2 years ago, and now, there's like a dozen of these Intamin multi-launch coasters being built, and it just seems so out of nowhere.
Yeah, no, definitely. All right, next up, Sammy, how's your backyard coaster doing? I presume that King Studios is talking about your new one.
Yeah, we did kind of cover this already, but yeah, it's coming out pretty good. We're definitely finishing up the off axis very soon and the turn. I know Jack is going to be here in a couple days, and we're going to get the turn started. And yeah,
Yeah.
that's really all I can say. I don't like just keep following my page, and you'll find out more stuff.
All right,
So,
next up, favorite theme park dessert. There's a lot of good ones out there.
Dole Whip.
Yeah, Dole Whip, Kings Island Blue ice cream. I could always go
Yeah,
for a
oh
funnel
my
cake
God.
every now and then.
I mean, the Disney options are off the hook. There's so many, but I love the churros at Disney, but specifically the ones at the Mexican Cantina and Epcot with the caramel. They're like
Yeah.
to die for.
It's for me. It's either the Mexican churros, or the Dole Whip, but specifically the one you get in at Disneyland by the Enchanted Tiki Room.
Yep.
It's like, they have it at like some other places. Like I think there's like the Polynesian Hotel.
I
has
say
it.
I've had it at like 5 different places, and the one you're talking about at Disneyland was so much better and so much different.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but it's so good.
Jesus Christ, there's so much dessert. I love food. I'm a nutritionist, so of course I'm a natural foodie. I just thought about it. The great Hershey parks. Wow, Dollywood and Silver Dollar City. I cannot leave that.
cinnamon
Cinnamon bread.
I cannot.
Yeah,
I'm close to
yep.
like starting with the everybody's ice cream, because everybody has hard ice cream in the Six Flags chain, cookies and cream. That, of course, that would be one. I can't side with the carrot cake. I would have to go to cinnamon bread at Dollywood. That is a bad mamma jamma. That cinnamon bread, even Colin likes it. It's great. What would y'all think? What y'all think about it?
The cinnamon bread at
Dollywood.
Silver Dollar City is a tad better.
Oh yeah.
But
How is it
Dollywood's
better?
amazing.
The one at Silver Dollar City wasn't nearly as like greasy. And
Oh,
it was the same thing basically, but it just wasn't as greasy, and it didn't like the one at Dollywood makes my stomach hurt sometimes because of that. But the one at Silver Dollar City we smashed it so much.
How do you
wow.
compare it to Hershey?
I've never had Hershey's.
I've never had Hershey's either.
I'll tell you
Hershey's
what,
has cinnamon bread?
Yeah,
Where's it at?
It's outside the park.
it's right
really
before
like
the park
it.
entrance by the.
Definitely one of my favorites.
That's in Chocolate here. Where you get it?
Chocolate Town.
It's in Chocolate Town.
Yeah, it's like on the outside of the park.
There's just a building that says like snacks.
It's right
And-
after
Oh.
the exit. You'll see it.
They have some really good like bakery food there.
Yeah, they have really good.
Yeah, it's
regular
brand new.
pretzels,
Yeah, that
cinnamon
makes
Yeah,
sense.
the pretzels there are really good, and so is the cinnamon bread. Also, if you haven't tried it, I don't know who's tried it yet, because it's like brand new. The Ultimate Shakes at Great Adventure, those are something to get. Those are so good.
I've had Kentucky Kingdom cinnamon bread, and honestly, I wasn't impressed.
No, the one at Kentucky Kingdom is definitely not as good.
Yeah, it's not good. It was very like what you were talking about with Dollywood's, like very greasy, like fell apart. Honestly, kind of had a burnt taste to it too. I wasn't like expecting that.
You know what's a great snack? Colin's father got this once, and we split it in half. Funnel cake, Christmas funnel cake with the candy
Oh my
cane.
God, the
and the
Christmas
ice
funnel cake
cream.
at Great Adventure is so good. I don't know why
Yeah.
they got rid of
Exactly. Not on the dining plan. You
peppermint
can't even
ice
get funnel
cream,
cakes on the
so
dining plan.
good.
You can't get it on the dining plan anymore.
I
Oh
don't know
man,
if you
funnel
consider this a
cakes. Wow.
dessert. I probably wouldn't, but I think the greatest theme park food or beverage of all time is butterbeer at Universal.
You know what?
Yeah.
So good.
Oh
Yeah.
man, it's so many choices. Even though I haven't had it in 11 years, that was the last time I've been to Universal prior to 2021. The butterbeer is slamming. It is absolutely great. And there's another one. There's butterbeer and there's another one they have. What is it? Juice? Some kind of juice. There's two of them. There's butterbeer,
pumpkin juice.
pumpkin juice. What do you think about the pumpkin juice?
Never
I didn't
had
have
it.
it.
Never
Never
had
had it.
Pumpkin juice is great too, but butterbeer was great.
Frozen butterbeer is my personal preference.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
I remember that.
All right, the next question here.
Yeah.
If
wanna
you had
pause
to
the question?
scrap one coaster in your top 3, what would it be? Wow, that's a
Okay.
That's a,
All right. So let's see. My
Easy.
top 3 is Velocicoaster, Steve, and Iron Gwazi.
So is mine. Bob and I have the same exact.
Fuck. I honestly,
Vengeance.
even though I like Steel Vengeance better than Gwazi, I would get rid of Steel Vengeance of those 3.
Yeah.
I just being
Because
that
Cedar
it's
Point has the coasters to support themselves after if Steel Vengeance was gone. Tampa and Universal do not. So
well, and Velocicoaster and Iron Gwazi aren't a pain in the ass with up and down time either.
exactly. I'd agree with Bob. I'd say Steel Vengeance out of mine.
If you had to scrap one coaster in your top 3, what would it be? Who's next? I don't want to skip
You.
anybody.
You.
If you had this top, of course, obviously I have the same damn 3. That's Iron Gwazi, Velocicoaster, Steel Vengeance, and Fury. Of course, it would be Steve. I can live without Steve. Forget Cedar Point. I can live without Steve. I can't live without Gwazi and Velocicoaster and Fury. So I go screw it.
Well, that's
It's 4 coasters. It's a top 3.
No, forget about Fury. It would be Iron Gwazi, Steel Vengeance, and Velocicoaster. Fury would be 4.
All right.
So
now,
that
Austin,
would
what
be
about
Steve. I would take out Steve. They'll scrap Steve then.
you? Okay. I know
um,
Austin has a different top 3 than the 3 of us.
Yeah,
'cause
go
we're
for it,
the
Austin.
same top 3.
Yeah.
So
Dude, I know what Colin's answer would be to this, but honestly, bro, like, all right, so my top 3, my number 1 is The Voyage, number 2 is Iron Gwazi, and number 3 is Velocicoaster. If I had to pick out of the 3 to scrap, I would scrap Iron Gwazi.
Get Voyage in the dumpster at that
Oh,
point.
You need
throw
a
that
trimless,
dump
you need
Voyage in the-
trimless night rides on
Actually,
Voyage.
It's
man.
rubbish.
The good old wooden coaster is
More
always
rubbish.
good.
It's rubbish.
You need a trimless night ride on Voyage.
Yeah, use that wood for firewood. We could use
Nah,
set
man.
fires with that. Put that in the
You could
fireplace.
also use Iron Gwazi's wood.
But-
fire.
Yeah,
the
dude.
Voyage is
dude,
made of-
Ah!
the
And then you
Voyage
can have
is
the
all
cool decor with like the track pieces.
no, but the Voyage is all steel.
the
What?
supports are steel. The track is wood.
Yeah, there's like barely any wood on that.
Yeah,
It
so
just
try
doesn't
using,
matter.
Yeah, try using firewood.
I would still get rid of
Take
Gwazi.
all
over
that, get all that, have
Let
beautiful
me tell you
fires,
something.
campfires with that firewood.
I
with
was
that Voyage
blown
wood.
away by Iron Gwazi, but I was only blown away like 2 out of the 4 rides I got on it. I marathon trimless Voyage, and I got like 20 rides trimless, and I was speechless every time. Like that ride consistently made me speechless. Like trimless Voyage is just something that you have to experience to understand. It's
Sounds
out of this
good.
world. It's just ridiculous. Like imagine Iron Gwazi's pacing or I-305's pacing even on like a traditional wooden coaster. It's just nuts.
You sound like Matt Whaling. He loves his Voyage. But you're not, hold up, but you're not eccentric like him. So I'm not going to say you're eccentric like, but hey, you got a point about Voyage.
right,
I want to
Jack.
try it again.
So
Jack,
my,
you're up.
my top 3 is different. It's Velocicoaster, Intimidator 305, and then Skyrush. So of the 3, honestly, it would be Skyrush that I would. get
Wow.
rid of.
Yeah, I would say Skyrush if that was my top
Yeah.
3 too.
Yeah.
My top 3 goes El Toro number 3, X2 number 2, and Ghost Rider number 1. But I think I have to scrap X2 because I'm not scrapping El Toro because that's at my home park. Ghost Rider's too good to be scrapped. And X2 is like they have the supporting lineup there to kind of keep themselves.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's a good question, I must say, Jimmy. That was a really good question. All right, next up. I've never been to Great Adventure. How many days should I spend to be able to do everything? Now, if this was
One
a
day.
year where every day hasn't been empty, I would definitely say 2. I'd still do 2 to get a good experience, but you can pull it off in one day.
Easily. Easy.
Yeah, and honestly, like you're gonna spend if you get everything done in the first day, you're gonna spend your whole second day marathoning either JDC or El Toro anyway. So
Yeah.
it's just like
Now, had it been the year that you were born, Colin, in 2006, when they had their greatest year ever with the Chiller and Toro and Ka, they had all 16 roller coasters better than Cedar Point, you would need 2 days because King the Ka's line was 5 hours. Actually, your father, King the Ka was 5 hours long and El Toro was 2 hours. Everything was like an hour long.
oh yeah.
It was atrocious, the lines. That's how many people came. It was damn near a world premiere park. So, yeah.
Dude, and I felt bad for like Chiller because like in
Ah.
the 2006 lineup, dude, Chiller would have been the second best ride in the park for me.
Chiller was awesome. I'm too bad Colin
Batman,
didn't get to get on that.
Batman Chiller's inverted top hat was just
Chiller,
is
it
nuts.
still breaks my heart to see what happened to it in Brazil. How they
Yeah.
ended up scrapping the steel. I just can't fathom looking at it. It's like looking at a person getting blown up, or like the prime minister. It's terrible. It's sad. Seeing how
Okay.
sad.
That analogy, though.
It's a great
That is
analogy.
it broke my heart. I don't want to see nobody die. That roller coaster was like a death. It was
All
terrible
right,
seeing that
next
coaster go.
question here. Do you
Colin,
think an RMC
Colin, put a
Raptor
block
would
in
be
the
a good
chat.
fit at Kings Island?
What happened?
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
Capacity issue.
Colin, put a block in the chat so no more questions. It's 10.
No,
yeah.
no. Let it no. You need, of course. If you ain't talking about hybrid RMCs, no, thank you. Hell no.
Yeah, no Raptor.
No. Too great of a park.
All right, well, we'll count that. Okay. I never went to Thrillathon at Great Adventure. Do they have a backstage tour of Ka? So, at Riding of the Bull, which was the event that preceded Thrillathon, it was ran by American Coaster Enthusiasts. They had the option for either King de Ka, Zumanjaro technically, and Bizarro when it was called Bizarro Tour, or
No,
the
King of Kong,
Nitro.
Bizarro were the same tour. Oh, wait.
Bizarro was a tour, yeah.
I said there were two different. Never mind.
They were all three in the tour.
Or the Nitro and
Yeah.
Batman tour, which would now be Nitro, Batman, Devil. I would think that after because we gave some feedback, of course, it was their first time ever hosting the event, so I could see them doing either both or you pick. So definitely, I would say backstage tour of Ka is very possible, but I'd say the backstage tour of Nitro and Devil and Batman technically are almost definite for sure because those went very well. So backstage tour of Ka could possibly happen this year. I'm definitely going to try to find out if they have plans for that yet, but that would be great. Least favorite coaster YouTuber. I'm going to have to go
Hollywood
with
Studios.
Mr. Lucan from WMY Coasters, man. Just doesn't hit it with the content, I got to say. Doesn't hit it. No, I'm joking, of course. I don't have a least favorite coaster. Well, I do, but I'm not going to say that here. So
Yeah.
I don't
Who's
think
next?
there's anyone I could think of that's bad, per se.
I would probably say Hollywood Studios, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the obvious answer.
And
Yeah.
Derailed Coasters comes in a hard second.
yeah.
Built the Thrill, forget it. That's just
Forget him. I don't know what he's doing.
I would
Ace
also
Mason
say
Studios.
I would also say Hollywood. No, I'm just joking. No, everybody does a great job, including Bacon Chris. So I give all the shout out to everybody. They all do put a lot of hard work into it and a lot of effort. So I give everybody their due. So nobody's bad. Give them their
Bacon
due.
Chris is a very good channel.
Oh, he was really, really intriguing. Bacon Chris did a great job, great content. He reminded me of you, Colin, with the video take. He takes some great videos.
All right. Next question.
Hey, I
already did
didn't
that
get
one.
to say who my least favorite was.
Oh, what was your least favorite, Austin?
New Jersey Coasters.
Oh,
Oh,
that's bold. Okay.
Bold statement.
Darien Lake got Dole Whip, but they were out. LOL. I'm not surprised. Also, what does everyone think of Darien Lake? I think it's all right
Okay.
and fun at best, and very aggravating at worst.
I have
Getting anything from
very
Six Flags.
strong opinions on this.
same here.
I've been to Darien Lake like 4 times, I think. The last 2 times it was owned by Six Flags, and then for the other 2 times it was independent or whoever it was owned by. The problem I have with Darien Lake is, like, first off, I mean, obviously their collection is pretty bad on the whole, but the problem I have is that, like, there's so much potential there, and they refuse to do anything with it. You have this big old area for the campground. You have the lakes. You have the amphitheater or the arena or whatever it is for the concerts. You have all this potential, and you do nothing with it. Half the time you go there, half the stuff's closed. The employees act like they hate their lives. It's like it's the waste of potential is it just frustrates the hell out of me. And they could do so much with that park if they actually put some money into it and put the work in.
Wow, Bob, you took all the. I've been there 3 times in the last 2 years. You took everything. Actually, in the last 4 years, you took everything right out of what I was just about to say. However, I'm going to add this to it, and I'm sure you probably was going to allude to it. It's like one of the few parks to have the Superstar Coaster with 1 train. How you have 1 train on Superman? What the hell? And then the rides. I went there. I had to go there twice just to be able to get my 2 credits. I believe it's the SLC and Tantrum. That was closed when I went last year. You never go to Darien Lake during the week. Never, ever. You got to go there on the weekend.
The last 2 times I was there, Ride of Steel was closed, and it was.
Which day of the week did you go?
Once was a Saturday, the other was like a Tuesday.
Oh, that is just terrible. That's atrocious. Wow. So I wouldn't recommend that park, Colin and guys. Definitely not for now. It's just horribly run. They don't want to open no rides up. Especially don't ever go there on a weekday because half the rides are going to be closed.
I've never been, so.
But you should go, but go on a weekend because you got credits you can get there.
Right,
But
next up, I think Warner Brothers Discovery should acquire Six Flags in the future. I'm not very good with corporate stuff. All I know is that I've talked to Salim, and that's about it. But I think Six Flags needs to be very careful because they're in a rocky position right now, stock wise. So we just gonna they got to take it slow and see what happens. So
Big additions.
that's
will
my
help them
opinion.
out,
What?
Big additions will help them out.
Big additions will help them out attendance wise, and also lowering these crazy prices, or at least doing it in a more, I guess, easing into it as opposed to just bam. Now it's super high
Yeah,
prices.
this isn't Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, or any of
No.
these like crazy premier parks.
No, definitely.
But yet we're still paying premier prices.
Well, we aren't yet.
Not yet, but
It'll hit.
by next year probably.
All right, next up, top controversial coaster opinion. Mine is like so obvious. I don't like the Voyage, and I also am not a big fan of Phantom's Revenge. I think they're both very overrated coasters.
I am not a big fan of the Voyage either. Even I've been on it Trimless at Night, it's a great ride Trimless at Night, but it's also not nearly as good as people say like when it's not Trimless at Night.
wow.
The other one I have is that I'm not that big of a fan of Maverick. It does not do that much for me. Like I think I like the back half of Maverick better because I like the launch out of the tunnel, but it's whippy. Okay, great. It does a couple inversions. It has a little bit of airtime. It's not like people blow it up like this like an amazing thing, and it's like it's good, but it's not all that.
I got two for you guys. First thing is going to be concurring with Colin and Bob. The Voyage is overrated. Of course, I voted when it was before it was retracked. I still have yet to ride it retracked. And King Nakai is better than Top Tier Dragster. I don't care what nobody says.
I mean, currently it sure is.
Yeah, it's open.
Yeah, it's got that above Dragster.
I mean, okay, for mine, I'm gonna piggyback off Ace and say Ka's better than Dragster.
Yep.
Because I rode Dragster last year and I was like, you feel so much more free on Dragster, but like it wasn't that intense compared to Ka, and I felt like Ka did that so much better. And then my other controversial opinion is that I don't really like X2 that much. Like,
Whoa!
it's
Get
just-
him out of here!
It just kind of, it's not that it's a bad ride. It's just not that it's just not a great ride. Like it's really short. It's not that intense, and it just like jerks you around, like doing like the very weird rotating motion. It's not like a free spin where you very fluently spin. It's like very jerky.
Mine is that Fury is mid, and because it just meanders around.
Yet you
Hard.
like Orion.
No,
how do you do that?
Orion's
You
good.
love Orion, but don't like Fury.
Because Orion is more hyper style, which I kind of like that. Fury just meanders around the ground.
I
Not
think
much
after,
airtime, not intense.
after you hit the hive dive on Fury, the rest of it does definitely meander, especially because after you come out of that like left-hand turn after the hive dive, you hit that trim that just kills the rest of the ride.
Yeah, I mean
Right.
the airtime hills at the end are still good, but it does meander in that helix, especially. That
I
helix.
will agree to the point where it does have like a couple standout elements, but like it's not, in my opinion, like it's nothing amazing.
And also Diamondback in the front is boring as hell, just like Behemoth at Canada's Wonderland.
Diamondback in the
Diamondback
back
is a
scooters are
back row
boring in the
ride.
front.
I
You
Back
disagree.
call
row,
it-
I
you
think
can call it
Diamondback
no.
the
is
back
amazing
row
in the
you
front.
go
Oh,
is
and
great.
then reach
The
back to
front
get wet.
sucks. Listen, the front of Diamondback sucks. I
I
never
know.
ride the front.
I
I'm
get
never doing it
injector
again. Go in the
airtime in
back.
the front.
Colin,
What
you like
about you?
put your
What you think
arms
about
back
that,
and you're like,
Bob?
look, I got my arms wet, and then I
Hey
turn
Bob,
around,
what you
and
think?
you're like, holy
Huh?
crap.
I mean, I only ride in the back or close to the
Thank
back
you.
almost all the time, anyways. But yeah, no, like the hypers and the Gigas for the most part are way better in the back as a general
is.
kind of.
The only exceptions are Orion and Mako.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, Ryan and
is
Mako are great in the
incredible.
front and the back.
Um,
Absolutely.
I think that like the primary example, I think, and Colin and I did this, and then I'm sure some of you guys have, was like riding the back on both Raging Bull and on Wildfire. You get like floating out of your seat until you hit the bottom of the drop. It's like the most incredible thing ever. But yeah, no, I almost always just ride the back on everything.
Yeah, the back makes a lot of sense. But yeah, all those staggered seating, B&M twins, whether it's Diamondback and Intimidator and Behemoth, they suck in the front. You go to the back. You got to take care of
you
it.
get the
Take it
back
behind the back.
Diamondback is my favorite B&M Hyper personally.
Yeah,
I think
you don't like the front.
really adds a lot.
You
to
like
it.
the front?
I like the
No.
front.
I like the back.
I've been on the front on Diamondback, and I've gotten airtime on every hill.
I mean, you do get airtime on every hill. It's just
like
not
it was
well, the
strong
best part about
airtime,
Diamondback
like borderline ejector airtime, and I've been on it twice in the last.
You got to go to the back. The back
The
is the best. You get all the
Kings
airtime.
Island are some of the best stops around.
Got to get to the back. Yeah, they do.
Are the best.
Sammy,
stops.
you're right. That's what makes it better.
Anyways,
Well, I've been to Canada's Wonderland where you stack for like a solid 10 minutes on Behemoth, and then Diamondback, it's like rolling trains sometimes. So
Yeah.
I have two really good controversial opinions. My first one, everybody knows me for this one, is I think Candymonium is the worst hypercoaster.
I didn't like it either. I thought it was
Without
so
a
boring.
doubt.
I thought it was so boring.
It's short. It doesn't do a whole lot.
Yeah, I agree.
I hate that they like cut half the woods down to build it. Otherwise, if it was like more in the woods, it would have been a lot better, I think. I don't know. It just doesn't do anything for me. Like I was just there like 3 weeks ago, and I tried to give it a redemption ride, and it doesn't affect me.
But you know what? We're in the dead heart of the summer, and I advise y'all to check it out again. When I went on it on Thursday, it was hauling. I believe
it was hauling when I went on it. So let me put it to you this way. When I first rode it opening year, and I rode it at Hershey Park in the dark, right? Front and back. I got a front and back row ride. I didn't get any airtime. I was in my seat the entire time.
I got a lot of airtime.
I went a few weeks ago. I actually got airtime, but it just wasn't strong. Like I
had strong airtime. It's ass out to seat airtime.
I'm in the Hershey Park enthusiast.
Listen, I asked out the seat. Listen, I went on it twice in the back. Ass out the seat airtime. I'm telling you, it was hauling. I couldn't believe it.
Every hyper is better than Candymonium.
Yeah, you was literally out the seat like Nitro. You was out the seat. I'm telling you, if you would have been here today, you would have seen it because it's actually the dead heart of the summer, 90-degree days. That means obviously the road was going to run faster.
It was hot.
What seat did you ride?
I rode in the back seat to the right side.
Right edge?
Yes, the right edge to the right, near where you exit.
That's kind of like the magic seat.
It's also just not intense. Like there's no
like
it's just so like
does nothing.
It has good elements. It's just not an amazing ride.
Well, Ace, it looks like you're right.
I personally think it's the weakest hyper.
What happened?
Candymonium has been running faster this week.
Exactly. Told you. I got the best rides. Picked the perfect day after doing Canobos. And by the way, Bob, Flying Turns was open. I got my credits. 428.
About flipping time.
Yeah.
My second controversial opinion, I think Hurricane at Fun Spot Kissimmee is better than Mind Blower.
Oh, I agree.
Is brutally rough.
Oh yeah, Hurricane's a lot better.
Yeah, Hurricane is just I agree with that janky too. And fun.
Yeah, Hurricane's just like you have fun on it. Mind Blower, it's impossible to have fun. Like some people are like Mind Blower, like they just love it for the intensity, but it's just like too rough to feel the intensity.
White Lightning is miles better. Well.
Oh yeah, White Lightning was like my favorite coaster at any of the Fun Spot parks.
I'll tell you what, I got one ride on White Lightning, and I'm just gonna say I don't remember it very well.
Yeah, White Lightning was the best, one of the best coasters in Florida, behind the Busch Gardens Tampa and the Universal Parks. Absolutely, White Lightning was great.
If you guys want another controversial opinion, I think Montu is mid.
Montu is what?
Now you know what
mid.
I don't entirely disagree. I think Montu is very overrated.
Raptors.
Montu's overrated,
but it's not that intense, honestly.
Oh wow!
Even the back one, I didn't gray out at all on Montu.
Wow. What about Alpine?
I was not impressed with Montu. I came off of Montu like, okay, like the theming is good, and at first like recency bias was like, okay, maybe it is the best invert. And then I gave it some thought, and I was just like, nah. And then I rode Kumba in the same day, and I know a lot of people hate on Kumba, but I'm one of the very few that love it. I think Kumba's amazing.
Kumba's great, so yeah.
That zero G roll is jarring, like how forceful it is.
Yeah,
I think Raptor at Cedar Point is trash.
You're right. I think the best invert.
Yeah, the best invert. You got Montu. You got formerly
Raptor.
known as Top Gun Afterburn at Carowinds.
I'm gonna come
And
out and
Banshee.
say it. I think the best invert is Alpengeist.
Alpengeist top 4, the fourth
I
best.
haven't ridden Alpengeist since 2018 when it was
Wow.
It's been closed the last 2 times I went there.
Really?
Alpengeist has just insane whip. Like I just think it's ahead of its time, and it's very intense. So.
You know, Jameer, I kind of agree with you on both of those. Just a little bit.
I don't think Green Lantern's the best B&M in the park, but it's definitely up there. Like it's
not the
so
worst.
intense.
It's
and
really
smooth.
close for
It's
me.
smooth.
I agree with Jameer on both of those a little bit. Like Green Lantern, I have a whole new appreciation for this year because I've just been getting insane rides on it. Like,
thank you.
It's more intense than Medusa this year, in my opinion.
Yes.
And Medusa's running better. Like, I just think Green Lantern's is a more intense experience. And
Also-
Boulder Dash is definitely overrated. It's like
Yeah.
not even in my top 50.
I agree.
Green Lantern's also not rough at all. It's
No, I don't get where
it's
people
so
get that from.
smooth.
It's like
It's
glass.
really
No,
smooth.
yeah, it is really
it's
glass.
just some people like if you sit in an uncomfortable position, then it can be painful.
Yeah.
But if you stand upright, then it's fine. It's a smooth ride. It's just intense. That's the problem. What people have a problem with it.
All right, so I think we should probably move on to the final question. I know it's a little after, but whatever. With what happened to Dragster, do you think a car tour is off the table at Thrillathon?
No.
I don't know.
I would think that after what happened to Dragster, they would have reached out to Cedar Point and said, okay, what exactly happened so we can check ours to make sure this doesn't happen over here kind of thing.
I think
though
It's
they're
also a totally different train, too.
if they're
but
doing a
the-
car tour, I think they're not going to have car open.
the piece that flew off wasn't from the train. It was from the track.
I thought it was from the train.
No, it was
what-
a flat. It was apparently
There's
a flag plate from the train was what it said.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But it hit a piece that had shifted on the track is what
Yeah.
happened. So
Yeah.
the problem was the track piece is what shifted, not the train piece. So that's what whatever though. You would have thought they would have reached out to Cedar Point, or Cedar Point would have reached out to them and said, "Hey, check this," kind of thing. Even though we're
Yeah.
like they're rivals, they definitely would have communicated in that regard.
Also, when you sign up for like these events and you do a behind the scenes tour or whatever, you have to you have to sign a waiver before you go into the park because of the tours, and like you're kind of assuming the risk of going on the tour. Also, the dragsters.
I don't
remember doing that.
No, I don't think so.
Not for
because,
Thrillathon, but we did have it for Ace.
Okay,
I don't
yeah,
remember
with-
that for riding
with
the
like
bull.
Coaster Mania, we didn't have to do that for the Maverick one.
Well, I think it's when you digitally sign and agree on the purchasing the ticket. You know how you have to digitally,
Oh.
yeah, and
Yeah.
also the dragster incident happened before Thrillathon last year. So if they were thinking of doing a car tour during Thrillathon or after it last year, I don't think their minds would have changed because like by the point they were really talking about it was we knew what happened on Ka already at that point, or a dragster.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, before we end the live, can I like do a shameless promotion real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, so for the people in here that don't know, I'm like hosting like my own event at Great Adventure on August 6th, and I'm like calling it Community Day. So like to kind of give you guys like a rundown, like it's not an official event hosted by the park, but it's actually just being hosted by me. So basically what I'm going to do is I just want to get a bunch of coaster enthusiasts together, because whenever you're in a group with other enthusiasts, it's a great time. Obviously we're going to ride roller coasters together. I'm like in the middle of creating an itinerary. Like I'm going to have a schedule of certain rides we're going to go ride together, like takeovers, whatnot, what you would do when you're usually with coaster enthusiasts. But the big thing is at the end of the day, like around 4 or 5 o'clock, I'm going to have a question and answer panel, because I have a couple of bigger YouTubers coming to the park to attend the event, and I've already asked them if they would be willing to be question and answer panelists, and they agreed to it. So that's going to be really cool. I think if you guys want to have a good day at Great Adventure, I think you all should come out.
Yeah, definitely. That'll be really, really cool.
I'll be there.
I'm definitely looking to go there.
Heck yeah.
I wish I could be there, maybe earlier in the day. Not sure.
Cool.
Well, let me know. Definitely. Let me know.
Cool. Hey, Bob. Bob, it's the middle of the summer. Time to talk about it. What's your coaster count? We all been wrapping those numbers up.
458 right now. I am
Oh,
going.
great.
I'm going to. We have an event at Indiana Beach.
Oh yeah, six
2 weeks,
credits.
about 13 days. Well, I've already been there 13 days, but the
Oh.
new coaster is probably not going to be open. The other new one,
Yeah.
the Pinfari or whatever they put in, that one's
Yeah.
open. But the new one that's been being built for like 3 years now is still not ready. I don't think.
Okay.
And then I'm going to Mount Olympus, which I've already been there as well. But then I'm going to the 2 parks in Minnesota, and then I'm swinging back down. I'm swinging back down to Adventureland to get the Dragon Slayer credit before I come back.
Wow.
So, and then I'm going to Carowinds at some point, probably the first week of August, and I'm going to hit King's Dominion and Busch Gardens on the way back. So I'll pick up like 2 credits there too.
Yeah, you're trying to get closer to 500. Yeah, I'm at 429 right now, and I want to go to that. What's that park called that's not too far from you, Colin? That James just went to. Oh, it's just at the tip of my tongue. It has which one?
Jenkinson's?
Yeah, I'm going to go there on Friday, and also I'm going to Minnesota too, but I'm not gonna go in because it's too expensive right now, and I don't want to use all my points.
Jenkinson's in the same day?
No. I'm gonna go to Jenkinson's with Great Adventure and Hershey Park and Dorney Park because I'm just gonna stay there for 1 hour each park. Let's go right through it, and then I'm gonna do Minnesota. I'm gonna do Minnesota in September.
The ops weren't great at Dorney though.
I'm just gonna go to Dorney. No, listen. I'm doing my 2 favorite. I'm doing my 2 favorite coasters at Dorney, get my meal, and get the hell on out. I'm going to do Hydra and Talon. Talon's my favorite coaster of all in Dorney, and then I'm going to go to Great Adventure.
Don't do Hydra.
No, I'm not going to Still Force. Still Force is not even worth it. I'm just doing Hydra. I'm doing Talon. I'm doing Talon and Hydra, the best coasters in the park. And then I'm going to go to Great Adventure for like a couple hours. And then down the street to Jenkinson's. But let me tell you something. I'm doing Mall of America. I'm doing Have you been to Valley Fair, Bob?
No, I'm going there for the first time.
Yeah, I've been there, but I only did 2 rides.
You guys should sync up your trips. You're there on the same day.
Yeah. When are you going to Minnesota?
Like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm not going in the summer. I'm going in September, like the week after Labor Day. No, you have to plan, Colin. Listen, I have 2 blue points. I got 2 blue points. I can't waste them. Listen, I can't waste them all on that. I want to go to California too.
So
yeah,
I have a question for Bob. You said that you're going to Iowa or something for Adventureland.
I'm not going. It was originally going to be Lost Island, but since Cononen's not open yet, or whatever they're calling it, we decided to just go to Adventureland instead.
Okay.
Look at Phil.
He's made an appearance.
Wow, he made an appearance.
Filthy MJ.
Filthy MJ made a cameo.
What the hell's in front of Ace's face right now? Oh, that's his hand. Okay.
Well, look at these glasses Colin got on.
He's lurking in the shadows.
Wow.
Yeah, he's there. Where's Tom? Tom couldn't make it on the stream. He was having some fun.
He's passed out drunk somewhere.
So Bob, when you get to 500?
I don't know, because the problem I'm running into is I've been to almost every big.
I know you're running out of credit.
But I keep planning to go out to like Silverwood and Lagoon and the Denver parks, but every time I planned it, it got like COVID hit, and then there was some other shit that went down. So it was just like I have to get out there. But other than that, it's mostly just picking up little parks and smaller credits that I missed places and stuff like that.
Maybe you can go with Phil and Colin to see the Black Santa Claus up in Nova Scotia in Canada, because he was talking about the trip going to see the Black Santa Claus.
No, that's in Plopsaland.
Oh yeah, Plopsaland. You can go up there with them. There's more credits up there.
Well, 2020 was supposed to be the year that I went to Europe, but something happened in 2020 that kind of put a pause on that one.
Oh boy, kibosh.
I'm going to Europe next year.
Nice.
Oh, cool, Austin.
I'm doing like 10 days up there, and I think we're hitting like half the parks in Germany. I know we're going to Belgium, Netherlands, and Poland, so that'll be cool.
Yeah, that was my plan. Was originally going to be. I was going to be there for 3 weeks. It was going to be like a week in doing all the stuff in like England and that, and then the other part was going to be Netherlands, Germany, Poland, and over that those areas, and it just fell apart because of COVID.
Oh man, how many? What's your coaster count, Austin?
Mine's 184 right now.
That's impressive for young guys like yourself. Wow.
I'm up like 120 credits in the last 2 years.
Yeah, exactly. Sound like me. I've been killing it the last 5 or 6 years, going around the country and Canada.
Like,
have you been? You been to Lavone, Bob?
Nope.
Wow, that's there. You got 2 on the wooden coaster there. You got a lot of credits up there.
Yeah, I know.
And you also got the Great Escape.
Yeah, I haven't gone to any of the North Parks. I haven't been to Great Escape. I haven't been to Waldemere. I haven't been to Laurent. I haven't been to Canada's Wonderland. So,
Yeah, have you been to Lakemont, Bob? Lakemont
Yeah.
Park with the oldest
Yeah.
coaster. That was pretty cool. I got on Leap the Dips, but the other two coasters were broken. They weren't open when I came back.
I can't get on the kiddie coaster, and then
No, they changed it now.
they changed it. You can
they
ride
did?
it now.
You can ride it. It broke down just before I got to it. It had just made the last lap and broke down in
Well,
front of me.
I don't think
I
I'm
missed
going
it.
out of my I don't think I'm going out of my way to go to Altoona to ride the kiddie coaster when I got
Yeah,
the
Altoona.
credits. If I'm
Have
gonna
you
go
Leap
back
the
been-
there,
Dip is
maybe.
100% worth it, though. That ride is absolutely insane.
Have you been to the Grazios, right? Which is pretty much like the next
No,
exit right
Gracios,
after.
not the Gracios.
You said the Grazos? Have you been to
No,
the
no,
Grazos?
Gracios.
Del Grosso's or Grosso's?
Del
or whatever?
Grossos. Have you been to Del Grossos?
No, I have not.
How about you, Colin?
No.
I'm surprised. It's right there.
Yeah, but why are we gonna? We had to get home. I had to go to school the next day.
Oh yeah, it's so easy for me. Actually, I was right about your father telling me it was out of the way. It wasn't, because going from Kennywood, take the I-99 right up to the I-80 because I had to go to New York. So that was right up my alley to do both of those
I gotta
parks.
head out. So we wrapping
I
up.
think
All
we
right,
might want
Sammy.
to start
Me
ending it.
too. So
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Right, Austin?
Guys, thank you all so much for joining the stream. I want to thank
Yep.
everyone here, Sammy, Jack, Ace, Bob, and Austin for hopping in.
dude, thanks for having me.
Thanks for
no
having me.
problem. Do you guys have any last minute plugs you want to make? Do it now.
Austin, you want to start or should I start?
No, I'm good. I already announced the community day thing. For the people asking in the chat what day it is, it's August 6th, Saturday.
Okay. Built to Thrill on basically everything: YouTube, Instagram, all that good stuff. And thanks, guys, for joining. Take it easy.
Yep.
Heck
Keep
yeah.
riding coasters.
Austin Derail Coasters signing out.
Yep.
Bob, Jack.
PK photo page on everything.
All right.
Peace out.
All right. Well,
Bye.
that's it. Goodbye, guys.
Take care. Goodbye.